What's up? Welcome to Boston Blue Beat. We are back with yet another online weekly here. I'm Tuito, and I'm joined by the wonderful Tux.
Yo, howdy y'all, live from New York. It is your boy, Base Tuxedo Mask, ecstatic to be on the mic with my man Toledo tonight. Commentate some good-ass BlazBlue.
Yeah. I think the big thing with this bracket, or rather, the kind of like theme of it more so, I guess, would be that kind of like thought of what happens going into Combo Breaker. Because a lot of the participants here are actually going to be attending the bracket. For example, I know that Icecool is going, I believe Jibca is going, and I know that KILLAKOB3S is also planning on attending as well as Adroth.
Yeah, KILLAKOB3S, I believe Thorn will be there.
I'm not sure. Do you know off the top of your head if Fuzzama is entering or no?
I don't think Fuzzama is entering. I think when they were they were at FF, it was because it was like a joint effort to fund them.
Oh, right. Yeah, they had a pretty good showing there as well. It was pretty dope to see them pull up over there.
Absolutely.
But yeah, I mean, just in general, we got that going on because, as some of you guys may know, Combo Breaker is coming up next weekend. So this weekly and the next weekly are kind of like the final two BostonBlueBeat online weeklies if you want to prepare for Combo Breaker. Not that, we're stopping the weeklies, but this is kind of the last minute prep time, so to speak. So definitely want to make sure that you guys are kind of all set here. Our first set that we have coming in today is going to be ThornTheLetter and StardustLucy. Tux, I don't know if you have any insight you want to speak on with the players specifically.
Both of them, I know like StardustLucy started really grinding when Robot came out. But they were somewhat present in delay base. I know Thorn's been playing for a while. She switched from New to Moo, which in my opinion is a great career move. And he's been really grinding the character, having a lot of fun with her varied and powerful toolkit. We played recently, and I think she's pretty solid. She definitely has a good handle on the character. She's optimal. She knows what she needs to do in neutral and on defense and offense. And I think Hibiki versus Moo is also a pretty interesting matchup.
But yeah. And then Thorn, of course, playing the new 13. If I remember correctly.
I don't know. She switched from New to Moo 12.
Sorry, my brain is not functioning properly.
It's okay. No one's is.
Jesus. So for some reason I thought you said Lucy like originally played New, then played Moo, and my brain just got
Lucy's always played Hibiki as far as I know.
Yeah, no, they still play Hibiki. My brain. Don't worry. We're here today, and I will make this work. But yeah, I mean, yeah, we're good to start. Feel free to start whenever. Don't worry about us. You don't have to wait on any specific marker.
Yeah. So, Moo 12, in my opinion, one of the most slept on characters in the game. Amazing space control, pressure, damage. My opponent's connection was lost.
I mean, yeah.
It was on Thorn's app, though.
Oh yeah, probably just a minor issue, but I mean, honestly, the Moo 12 has it all. I wouldn't necessarily say slept on, but more so underrepresented. I think that, especially seeing Zai these days, there's definitely a bit more knowledge of the character's power, or at least the idea that like she's strong. But I think just not many people play her due to the various things that she has going on. Like Steins, for example, are extremely versatile and allow you to do a million things, but they can also mess up a lot of stuff and require a lot of precision and on-the-fly decision making from like the Moo 12 player, for example. Right?
I mess around with it sometimes for fun on the side, and I definitely have had drones mess with my combos. I've seen it happen to a lot of other Moo players.
Dude, what character have you not messed with at a certain point? I feel like you can say this about half the cast.
Okay, I mean, my most recent foray was in the Jibca for that TO's choice thing. That was a lot of fun, actually. Like, I've been thinking about keeping him. Okay, honestly, it's Carl, Arcune, Tao Kaka. What do you think? I haven't really played anything with Noelle. That might be about it.
Please select your character.
Okay, so about 6 characters or so.
Yes.
Got it.
Okay, yeah. Hibiki, very much a normal guy with a few tricks up his sleeve. He has shadow clones from projectile invul drives. He has varied pressure. He has some cute resets. He's pretty good damage output too.
Honestly, I would argue above average if you are mindful of your routing. Mostly because like Hibiki is kind of like one of the few characters where like the standing versus crouching affects your like routing greatly in terms of like what you can do or not do, right? Like, you know, if they're standing, you go for 6C into different routing compared to when they're crouching.
I love Thorn's color, by the way, to say.
Oh yeah, no, it's a sick color. All right, let's see what this round start looks like so far.
Thorn backing off. Yeah, Thorn, I meant to mention earlier when you said about insights, she's a very defensive zoner type player in general when she can be. But nice Azuna drop from Lucy.
All right, quick 5BB from Stardust, but not going to lead to anything crazy right now.
Nice instant block.
I am surprised they mashed after that. With that special, Thorn could have like just canceled the landing recover into a normal, and that probably would have ended up counter hitting Lucy for it.
Especially I think an instant block that's not as much of an option for Moo, and it's not like Steins or something backing up. It's not like plus in the first place.
Right, it's more so the fact that like on block, like the landing recovery canceling. It's kind of, it's similar to like Naruto 6C for example, where like he can do it and then cancel the landing into something else.
Yeah, and
in order to keep it not necessarily like tight, but it'll frame trap by worse. This
okay, so this is very smart on Lucy's part. Yeah, Zoom Drop is an amazing starter, but also I like that she's seen that Thorn wants to be nowhere near offense and is trying to like up back or fuzz jump or just get out of dodge and calling her out on it.
Yeah, I'll try to go for the mix-up attempt, but Thorn backdashes here. This is probably, just gets solved by Thorn throwing out a couple of 5Cs.
Yeah, I mean, Moo 12 has, like I said, has everything. Good normals, good damage output, great space control.
Yeah, and right now, letting Moo get started at round start is not a fun experience, depending on the Oki situations from her set play. Or there's a whiff 6C and that could have been a huge punish, but big missed opportunity for Lucy here. Alright, DP comes out from Thorn.
Yeah, then the J2C gets the burst out of Lucy.
Yeah, Lucy trying to be mindful of the Tachi right there by jumping up in that situation here. Gonna end up working out for them now. Good corner carry off of this. I think they missed a micro dash, which is why the 6A came out. 6B catches the up back, okay.
Yeah, 6B does that, and also like that's gonna be a nice chunk of damage.
Gonna be looking real good here. Not gonna be enough for a Xena drop. Yeah, I have to go for a safe jump here.
Oh yeah. Yeah, also
good old
like,
delay throw when your opponent didn't do anything.
Yeah, Muha. Yeah, I think she was scouting for Thorn's DP, and which Muha has a DP on top of everything else that hits around her. It could be done in the air.
Yeah, I mean the big thing about it too is that at guard points you have to be like, you have to treat it a little weirdly in certain cases, but it can be hit stop OS, so that definitely helps reduce its severity, I guess, in terms of like
utility.
Yeah, utility. That's a good word for it.
But yeah, nice routing here from Lucy. I always like the way she optimizes speed and stuff.
Nice safe jump there. Okay.
Yeah.
Hibiki
has a nice DP RC. Yeah, I feel like Hibiki has a ton of safe jumps, so it's kind of safe jump the character.
He's got a lot of I think a lot of his knockdowns end up leading to, especially because 2 and 4C leads very cleanly into usually like a JC safe jump, especially at mid screen where it catches almost like every tap basically, except for defense.
Yeah, I mean, speaking of nice little clutch out there by Lucy. Hibiki's 2B is, I think, one of the better low profile options out of the casts.
If you want to talk about a slept on button, it is that one.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, people forget that Hibiki 2BB is a little disgusting in certain regards. Low profiles, moves forward, still leads into decent damage because he can go into 5BB, 6BB. He's got a lot of stuff off of it from there. Relatively safe on block. Again, it's a command normal, so he can autocorrect.
Yeah, once I fought Giga Itachi, and he uses the low profile and 9 air button, which does not happen often. So,
yeah.
Oh, that was such a cool improvised route from Thorn.
Gonna set them up with Steins in front of them as well. Good old turret defense right here.
Yeah. Once Moo gets set up, it can be really difficult to just stop her from doing whatever she wants.
Especially when you have to start dealing with overdrive as well, which we haven't really seen from Thorn. OD is such a huge tool for both characters in this. For Moo, it allows her to zone super, super well and keep people out. And for Hibiki, it leads into so much good combo damage.
Yeah. And it makes his clones incredibly quick, like even more so than usual. I'm like, I think maybe some plus or like punishable.
I don't know if they're plus, but they're definitely much harder to punish just due to the increased, speed and recovery on them.
Okay.
Solid movement from both players. Thorn just trying to stay a bit apart to go for the zoning. And you can see it succeeding right now. This route should be able to kill it with double super.
Yep, oh.
Stein wasn't set up ahead of time for it.
Yeah, at that situation, it's kind of hard to double super. Usually you want to do like a wall stick. But yeah.
On top of that, Thorn needed the Stein to shoot the laser close to them. And then go into the second super there.
Yeah, Moo definitely, like, part of her, like, massive damage, especially in the corner, just come from the double super.
Oh my, double super, overdrive super as well, has insane minimum damage as well. One of the highest in the game, I think, for, like, an OD super.
Like, almost 2,000?
It's something, like, pretty dumb. I will leave it at that.
Nice.
But it definitely
okay. Speaking of dumb buttons, Dorito, 6B, low crushes, it does a lot of things. At least the great damage.
Dude, it's more than a low crush. It's straight up foot and roll.
It does many things. Alright, there it is job. Okay, back to neutral.
This situation could still end up favorable for Thorn.
Oh, that could be double super.
Here. Oh, Blue Beat, not going to quite confirm off of that. Combo ends with the late 6B. Alright, Lucy forced to burst. This is their last attempt. RC in the super. There we go.
Keep it clean. Keep it nice and simple.
And relatively burst safe.
Yeah, and Azuna Drop actually is putting in a lot of work in the set. I'm sure you've noticed as well.
Yeah, we haven't seen any cheeky resets with it yet, but just in terms of catching Thorn in certain situations, it's been quite useful.
Yeah, I mean, it has a huge vertical hitbox, air unblockable, of course. And Moo is not as vulnerable if she's setting up her air drones, so at least he's been keeping that in mind.
For sure.
Nice. Look at that damage from Moo 12.
Looking pretty solid here, but again, the major thing to always think about when it comes to Moo 12, on top of the zoning, on top of the DP, it's the set play.
Yeah. She can definitely just put a bunch of garbage on screen and make you deal with it.
Yeah, the screen pollution is insane. Let's just say that EPA would not exactly be pleased with it.
Yeah, she's definitely a Toho boss in some respects.
That is a pretty apt description. Oh, nice confirm off this pop OD. Oh,
that was, Lucy has the burst. That was like non-negotiable.
Okay.
And nice
Thorn
6A,
manages to get the kill there. Yeah, good anti-air. All Thorn had to do was just click OD, and then it would have been burst safe, and then they could have killed, but it's okay.
For those who don't know, Moo's overdrive is super effed up. It makes the Steins, I think, fire like faster charge shots. Lets her do routes she never could normally do. It's the prodigious damage off like any hit.
Yeah, it's very good. Like just even in terms, like again, to kind of reiterate, the Stein changes. On top of that, is that Steins usually are canceled whenever Moo is forced to. I think it's is hit or and I forget if it's also
block.
Forced to at least block. Like if you make contact with her in OD, that doesn't matter. They will always fire regardless.
She becomes unlimited move for like 8 seconds,
more or less. Late hit of 6B ends up connecting on StardustLucy, up backing surprisingly.
6A auto-corrected.
Yeah, that was a weird hit. Charge Steins end up leading to a small little confirm, actually.
That was, Charge Steins have a ton of hits, though. They can make some goofy stuff.
They do. For those uninitiated, okay, good Azuna drop there. Once again, like you've been pointing out, these Azuna drops have been putting in a lot of work for Lucy right there. Burst ends up coming out for ThornTheLetter. A couple of delayed movements right there. Cross up.
Yo, Hibiki JC is definitely the button everyone thinks of when they think of
another cross up. All they need to do is just RC and finish it off. Nice job from Lucy there.
And keeps her burst while Thorn is not going to get hers back till the end of the round, if that.
Yeah, at this point, Lucy can just pop that early OD. It'll lead to them getting a solid burst advantage if it goes to a last round. And then on top of that, it puts a lot of pressure on Thorn early on. Right now, though, forced to move around Moo Steins here. Thorn doing a good job of just trying to stay at bay, not trying to commit too hard to any risks, just backing off and letting the Steins do the work. But Lucy's JC connects.
Oh, the Murakumo 2B, it's pretty deadly on all of them, but on Moo's it leads to amazing corner carry, damage, everything.
It's very fast, although that covers good range, so it can be used very proactively from Moo players in order to kind of cover space if someone's trying to engage.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, again, Moo kind of has everything. I think the reason she's so underrepresented as she is because, like you said, she's kind of technical. But there's also characters like, say, Izanami that do her job a little more easily pound for pound.
Kind of. It's really Izanami's doing somewhat different things, though it may seem somewhat similar results, right? Like, but it's a little complicated to get into.
But
if we get some time, I'll go into that. But right now,
Thorn, no? That's her first back.
This is looking pretty good for them so far.
Yeah, and yeah, 2 and 4D. Those that don't know, the Steins go in whatever direction that they're pointing in, and then you get activated by the fish. I'm wondering if Lucy could have gotten a DP off there.
I think they could have gotten a DP off there. They could have escaped in a couple of situations there, but there have been a lot of awkward whiffs and almost from Thorn that kind of just lead to like this weird pause, and then Thorn just mashes first in regards to the situation.
Very nice. That could have been
connects. That could have been death off the super, but the late Stein ends up connecting and finishing it up, and Thorn takes the set 2-1. That
was a really good set from both sides. I feel like they both played it pretty well. I think at the end, Thorn just kind of got the momentum and ran with it.
Yeah, and then on top of that, like, nobody popped OD.
Yeah, that's true. Sometimes like that combo could have made all the difference.
And it is so, like, not even on top of the combos, just straight up, like, a Machine Girl Glass Ocean. That's okay. If we're gonna talk about Neon White songs, Jesus Christ, don't get me started. Don't get me started. But you know, overdrive is such a central mechanic in this game, and so when you're in a situation where you're only bursting, you're losing out on such an important mechanic. Like, on top of the combo damage, right? Like, just defensively, it's good. You get to wake up, you're invulnerable immediately, and then you situationally have access to a 4,000 damage meterless reversal. That is big in a fighting game. That's kind of silly.
I'll say this, Guido. One thing a lot of people don't seem to remember is that moves like C-normals are incredibly susceptible to overdrive.
Well, 6C especially is kind of like the infamous one. 3C to some extent as well, right?
But
you can overdrive OS especially.
I mean, like, primarily 6C and 5C, which is like a hallmark of a lot of players' pressure game.
5C, 5C somewhat. But the problem with 5C is that it recovers a little faster than you'd think, and you have to be like incredibly early with it. Speaking of ODs, speaking of 5Cs that are really annoying to OD, Bullets is actually one of them. The animation can be weirdly deceptive sometimes, where you click OD and then she recovers actually really quickly, and then she gets to RPS still, which leads to very funny ha-has.
And if you do it wrong and Bullet counter hits you, you kind of just explode.
In certain situations, yeah. So this is going to be Jibca versus Playguy. This is going to be the Bullet versus Ragna matchup. This matchup, all the Ragna players hate it. I say they should get over it. It's the most annoying 5-5 for them, and I do understand why. But
I mean, Bullet has the tools to fight him. I think Ragna has better tools for like neutral and footsies, but Bullet definitely has things to contest like 2B, 5B, 6B.
I would say maybe less so 5B, and surprisingly 6B is not as effective as you would think in this matchup for a few reasons we'll probably see, most notably Ragna corner pressure, but we'll see how this round start goes, and we'll get there if we get there.
Yeah, Jibca, extremely strong Bullet player, just a strong player in general. He usually goes with either Bullet or Naoto.
Yeah, looks like they're probably going to be sticking with Naoto for the most part. Very early burst from Playguy, and I'm not going to lie, that is not really worth it as a Ragna.
Yeah, definitely gets
a bullet getting that counter hit with no heat, it's not going to lead to much damage. The most that you deal with is that the next knockdown might do a bunch of damage, but any potential damage you lose as Ragna could just be recovered by popping OD due to the light steal. So it's kind of good connection here from Jibca, who also pop burst as well, which can be very risky for Bullet for a few reasons, but we'll get there if we get there again. DP comes out from Playguy, 5D, alright. A lot of these early JAs are doing a really good job of dealing with some of the JDs.
This would be a nice chunk of damage for Jibca.
It's like 3.6. That's depending on DP under? No? Okay, yeah.
I mean, Rodden has like 10k health, so...
Yeah, especially without OD, in order to mitigate like the damage that he takes in that, it gets to be more and more important. Playguy, however, due to bursting so early in the round, at the very least, a small concession will have burst available to him quite soon in this second round here right now. But so far, Pretty good showing from Jibca here. But these JAs, again, are so good. People, like, look at Bullet JD, and they kind of get very flustered by it. But tools, especially, like Ragna JA, are really good at throwing a hitbox out early and then preventing Bullet from really, like, kind of getting started with that. So far, we're seeing a couple of big normals getting hit, but nobody has gotten really a concrete hit so far.
Okay.
JC not even confirming 6B.
Gets a conversion. Catches the back. Yeah, 5B is so active it catches the backdash.
Yeah, you do not want to backdash Ragna pressure because that 5B is so active and so big, it'll most of the time catch it, and it's not a problem for most Ragna players to just convert off of it.
Especially because like it usually converts like into an air hit state. So
another backdash attempt called out by the 5B.
Catches.
Woo. Another backdash that ends up getting caught by the 5B.
Jibca, please stop backdashing. It's not working out for you. Okay, Thai isn't backdash. And the 3
triggers right there. That's not gonna combo. Yeah, that's too much paration. I don't agree with the routing there. That's a situation where you just get heat 2 and then you just cut
Nice little conversion play guy. Ragna pressure, pretty safe, pretty standard. And gets conversion.
Another backdash caught by the 5B. I may sound like a broken record, but believe me,
catches the DP whiff from Jibca.
Yeah, I'm not even sure if they were necessarily anticipating the DP. I think they just wanted to back off and then maybe counter hit like a 2B or something.
Yeah.
Ragna's like grounded normals that are really good for mitigating bullet low profiling is typically 2B and 5C. 2B counter pokes really well in this matchup. And 5C is out of the range of Bullet's 2B, so you get to threaten Bullet at a spacing a little bit outside of her effective range.
Very nice 6A there from like an conversion to get something. And the call out with the snap hands.
Let me tell y'all, let me let y'all in on something. You do not need to up that Bullet if she pops in. It's not that deep. Just backdash if it's really like, oh my god, I don't want to get command grab. Burst comes in from Play Guy, but the damage is done, and now you're side swapped in the corner with very little resources. DPRC is very possible for him.
Oh my goodness, this would be all
doesn't get the 16, yeah.
And yeah, DPRC stay plus.
DP comes out from Jibca in kind. Should lead to heat 2 or a safe jump. Yeah, opts for the safe jump, nearly dead anyway. Dash cancel there, no challenge from Play Guy, that's about -9. Couple of IBs here, nothing concrete yet. Jibca just relying on barrier, a awkward whiff JB, but no worries. Managed to get the hit. Yes.
Okay, so Jibca taking round 1 of game 2.
Alright, JC's connecting, and so far, Jibca's had a hard time kind of protecting space from Ragna. He's been playing the aggressor and hasn't had as much of a good time necessarily trying to play as the defender in this situation. Up back after the IB, gonna avoid the 2-seek entirely.
The
late active frames, bro.
Yeah, that thing is so big. It is Jesus kick for a reason.
Jibca, rather stubbornly, is still going for a lot of these DPs and backdashes, and they're not really going to work out for Bullet in these situations.
Yeah, that guy putting himself on set point with a perfect.
Yeah, these are, especially against Ragna, you really can't just rely on the system to give you the space that you need in order to work. Like IBB and just barrier against Ragna to like push him out, especially if they're opting for like 6D pressure, is so effective right now.
Yeah.
Jibca's smelling blood in the water. They're looking for something there.
Nice instant blocks from Play Guy.
Yeah. JC. All right, first comes out from Play Guy once again. We've seen it work out in a few situations, but here we go. Once again, no resources except for meter. And this is guess for game right now.
Yeah.
Probably gonna go for heat 2 to threaten command grab. Oh,
that was a crossover time from Jibca.
I think. Yeah, it looks like it. All right, counter assaults out.
Good answer from Play Guy.
Yeah, Jibca getting a JB. I don't know if they're anticipating Play Guy jumping up or if they just got the wrong button. Normally, that's like a situation where you throw out a JC there.
I swear Jibca blocked on Hades.
I saw him stand for like a frame, it looked like, but I have no idea, frankly.
Okay, nice.
DP's the JC.
Guess the fake cross-up. Yeah, that was funny.
Same side. Could be able to route into super. No! It's heat 1. He needs 2 buttons.
Yeah, fortunate.
Okay.
And the 6B. Yeah, I know it's not as like good as some other matchups, but Bullet 6B is still an anti-air to be feared.
Yeah, it's a very good anti-air. The problem that Bullet runs into is that because Bullet shifts forward, it can often lose in air-to-ground situations where the opponent moves forward as well. So we haven't seen him from Play Guy yet. I don't think he knows this, but if you Blood Scythe against Bullet, she can't 6B it because most of the time she'll shove herself forward and Ragna will actually like dodge the 6B entirely. So stuff like that can be very effective.
Oh, very good air throw from Jibca.
He's been going for that like all game. Finally gets it in this situation there. 6C and pressure really isn't that good from Bullet. You can just kind of stand there and just anti-air accordingly.
Yeah.
Good OG on the 5C, not close enough for the
nice
5A there.
counter at JC from Play Guy. Really good.
Yeah, Jibca's still going for a lot of these 6Cs. I mean, Play Guy's not challenging them, but Jibca doesn't really get anything crazy for pressure regardless. Play Guy's starting to get DP'd a lot. I think he's like at this point surprised that Jibca's just like stubbornly going for it. So it's just kind of like wrapping back into being effective. Of course, I say
overdrive.
Of course, the moment I say it wraps back into being effective, Jibca is likely dead for this. Unless you don't do the good route.
Yo,
okay.
a twist of fate makes life worthwhile, Toledo.
Alright, this is probably going to be a DPRC.
Try
to go for a reset.
Has to overdrive to save himself. Get some clarity.
Oh.
5C, and that's dead.
Why did you DP from full screen?
I feel like Carnage, Scissors, or something else might have been a better option, or just not doing anything with that.
You don't have to do anything.
Yeah.
It's Bullet.
People
just
don't
play
realize
neutral. Just play neutral. It's Bullet.
Here, though. Getting a pretty quick lead.
Yeah, this is probably going to be like a Ragnar. I won't lie. They're getting kind of cooked right now. Jibca doesn't have the resources to work with at the moment. A DP could lead to the start of something new, but yeah, DPRC is inevitable right there off that many IPs.
And like you said, Toledo, that Ragnar JA is quite blessed.
2A, low profile. Oh, that was such a weird situation. JC and a JC. JC did what? That was interesting. That generally connects, but I guess being a ground hit probably didn't work out. That was a little weird. This is dicey. And you folded. You folded, and you actually just lost the round. You're dead. You're like so dead, you're dead.
Yep.
This isn't the round.
You're so dead, you're not alive anymore.
He's alive. He's alive. Jibca didn't do the right round.
Oh.
Yeah. You could do... I'll explain why in a moment. Walk. Just keep walking. You don't need to counter assault yet. Ragnar player's in the freaking Hell's Fang potion.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Just let them spend the meter, Jibca, please. Please. I beg you.
Okay, final round.
Ragnar J.A. is once again putting the work. One of the greatest air-to-airs in this game, straight up.
Yeah, absolutely. Nice conversion here, too.
That was a ton of damage.
Well,
Bullet's probably going to get OD before the end of the round, but
she does.
A bit dicey.
Okay, nice convert here from Jibca. Nice cross-up. Drops it.
No, that was going to be a really favorable OP situation for Jibca. Now they have to find some situation there. Overdrive rate on the 5C, but Play Guy just IADs and leaves.
And punishes the 2B low profile attempt with JC.
Yeah, Ragna is one of those characters that you cannot really low profile his jump ins usually.
Where's the DP? And with that, yeah. Oh, that's heartbreaking. Jibca had that.
I mean, yes and no. I mean, Jibca lost due to a lot of his habits ending up just getting exploited and called out from Play Guy. It was the lack of adjustments in a lot of situations that did them in, especially in neutral and on defense.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Think about the amount of situations that would have been better if Jibca didn't get caught for the following: backdash and DP.
You're right. He might. Yeah, sometimes the smallest things have the biggest impact. You're right.
I'd call it small if it didn't happen like 5 times in a game. I'm being like super duper critical. But it's just kind of really important to highlight the places where system mechanics will actually get you in a really good spot to work with, rather than, you know, kind of trying to relying on backdashing or reversaling. Like, those will work sometimes, but inevitably, right? Like, BlazBlue is a game about using very minimal risk to achieve big things, and IBB and IB are one of the ways in which that will work out spectacularly for you.
Yeah, no, they're fantastic mechanics, and they definitely mitigate a lot of risk in terms of what you have to put up with on defense.
Yeah, so
we have KILLAKOB3, we have Garanex, Fuzzama versus Bang. KILLAKOB3, one of probably the best active Bang player at the moment.
Probably, yeah. I think that's fair to say.
What else? I mean, there's not like there's not a lot of super active Bang players that are really making it out there right now. But I'm always happy to see this character.
I'm not.
You don't like Bang? Bang's cool. He's a cool dude.
Bang lore wise is a cool character, but I
gameplay wise not the biggest fan. Okay.
But on all seriousness, like I respect the character and what they do. I don't respect Bang players typically, but that's just me. In all seriousness, though.
Yeah, KILLAKOB, very outspoken, and it reflects in his playstyle. So let's see how Garanex deals with this.
Outspoken is a very clever way of saying word sayer.
Look, Garanex said he's game trash, so Garanex has to rejoin the room.
Oh yeah, that's all good. That's all good.
Yeah, so yeah, Bang versus Zama. I've seen this matchup a number of times. I know that Kobe plays Fuzz a lot. I think he might have played some others like Kairos before. I'm sure he's encountered playing them online.
Yeah, honestly, I would expect KILLAKOB to be in his comfort zone almost in terms of dealing with Fuzzama. Very few people, well, not a lot of characters like the Fuzzama matchup, but I think if you have a training partner like Fuzzama, you've definitely kind of like, for lack of a non-chuny way of phrasing it, you've crossed fists with some like really strong players. So
yeah,
at that point, dealing with some other people might be a bit easier on that end, as long as you don't get too locked in on certain habits, because that can be a very ironic thing.
I absolutely agree with that.
Yeah,
that's part of the fun of this community. We're getting a lot of new people like rollback, but like a lot of us have been grinding like water from the stone forever.
Yeah, that's a pretty good. Let's see what this round one looks like.
Okay, early lead to Garanex. Calls Kobe out of Bang 5D.
Honestly, may I make an accusation?
Sure.
I think they were just running pressure, and Kobe decided to click 60, and it just did. Kobe just really likes mashing a lot of drives.
Oh no, he absolutely does.
Yeah. But 60, but you know, to kind of keep in mind, each of Bang's drives moves to either like highs or lows, or like different property moves. And command grabs are still very effective against them.
Absolutely. Bang had a really good command grab of his own and a super command throw.
However, Kobe's spent almost all of his nails. If this situation drags out, he could be looking at a very awkward situation.
Gets hungry coils. That's pretty fatal starter.
That's a fatal starter.
That's no tension. Let's go.
This is going to be big damage. Not going to be enough to kill, especially when you drop. But that's death.
Yep. Hungry coils into raw super. That is just enough.
And that's one of those situations where because Kobe lacks any nails, they're just out of luck in terms of actually like maneuvering around. That's one of those things where you have to be very mindful of your, of your resource management. Kobe would definitely spend a lot of nails early, and if rounds drag out, it can go very poorly.
Out the 60 from Bang, interesting. Huh?
Yeah, 60 is so meaty, and it also like moves Fuzzama away, right? So then he kind of just gets to like leave for free. Okay, I'm waiting for Garanex to just pop a throw on
This is one of Kobe's strongest suits is optimization. Bang is a character that can like really shut the damage. Yeah, bumper keeping him plus. Nice mash from Garanex. Very good mash.
Alright, he's gonna switch sides. And Bang with the bumper in the corner on defense is a very rough situation.
Yeah, and Bang with all 4 seals.
Yeah. Alright, burst comes out from Kobe, and this is looking real good for Garanex here. Pops the OD, not going to lose to the 2D there from Kobe. Chain connects, this should be death.
Garanex taking game 1 over Kobe.
Rather confidently, too.
Absolutely.
Alright, we are immediately going into the second game here. I will say, if Garanex gets this is definitely going to be a pretty big upset. Kobe, you'd expect to see make it to winners semis, winners finals, like that kind of realm of things. But to go out in only the second round with winner side would definitely be a shocker.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, honestly, another early lead again. Beating out the
drive with the low stance follow up there because of body involved.
And the 60 beating out the 60 attempt again. Kobe really has to vary up his options here.
Yeah, honestly, the kind of Like, once Kobe's in the driver's seat, it's a much better situation for him generally. Jesus Christ, that was a sick air throw.
Okay.
Pops OD on the bumper set. That's not going to work out very well.
That's going to be a nice grip of damage for Kobe. Bang.
Bumper available as well for whatever extension Kobe wants.
A fatal, yeah. And that's some I think, 600 unscaled points of damage. Okay, yeah, Umbrella Oki. Oh, wait, folks, you can hit the Umbrella. It is absolutely hittable. But that's going to be a better Zama.
Garanex right there, and they're going to take it. That's one of those situations where Umbrella is not really that powerful of an OP tool for Bang. Most of the time, we'll see Kobe just use it to facilitate like a mix-up or two. Why did TK?
It worked because it worked. Sometimes that happens.
It's an overhead, so it does beat the 5D, but that's funny.
I didn't know it was an overhead, actually.
I believe so, yeah.
It worked. It got a lot of damage. It got a cool chunk of damage. Nice command throw from Garanex. That is a very fast command throw that leads to good damage. It drops it, but gets another hit.
Not close enough for the 214B. Gonna connect this time. Looking out for something from KILLAKOB. 6C comes out, and this should be death.
Okay, and Garanex on set point already.
This has been a very fast set so far.
Absolutely.
Feels like a lot of situations.
You know?
Yeah. This set is kind of like, I think Spooky puts it best. This set is a very like almost a U combo I combo.
Yeah.
Where like one player gets the hit, rocks the momentum like to the moon. The other player gets a hit, and they rock with their momentum to the moon. Nice up back on the 5C.
Nice conversion here from Garanex. Drops it. And gets Kobe burst Garanex in the corner. 5C, the classic. This should be death.
Yeah, plenty of meter to work with there. Got an extra nails for extensions. Garanex is not going to have burst available to get out of that also.
Yeah. A lot of times I feel like Garanex has medium pressure or like Oki just incidentally being drives out. I'm not sure how intentional that is.
In terms of the meaties on drive, you said?
Yeah.
At this point, I feel like it's intentional. I think just due to the amount of, like, a 6C meaty from Fuzzama is not really that crazy ordinarily, right? But we've seen the success early on in the set, and we have been seeing it repeated multiple times.
Okay. Okay, tries to round start dropping again. Okay, nice. Okay,
5B OD, not going to lead to much, just a trade on the 5A there.
Nice throw. Nice throw.
Really smart idea from Garanex. Doesn't get the follow-up, but the reason why that's smart is because Kobe has a huge habit.
Nice 5A. That means the best momentum back.
Lead into something pretty decent here. Air throw wisp, but that's alright. Still gets to continue pressure. Throw connects. C follow-up. Not going to be... Whoa, the 6C did connect. I thought they were going to need a micro.
Air throw.
They dropped that part of the combo, but still were on the ball enough to go for an air throw and get the kill on Kobe.
Has a good amount of the burst back as well. Okay, possibly final round.
2C connects. Fuzzama low on chains, needs to wait, and that's Kobe's perfect time to start their engagement here.
Yeah.
And the offense for Kobe has been one of his selling points in terms of this set. We'll see how it works out. 2A.
Nice conversion off the 5C. And that should be off 4 seals.
Looking good so far. 50 meter, that gives him access to command grab super, of course. 2A connects, but that umbrella is going to reduce so many nails. If Garanex gets out of this, he won't. Garanex is out, but the nail ends up connecting. Okay. Yeah, in those situations, I'm surprised that we haven't seen any counter assault from Garanex, like, at all.
Yeah, I mean, hey, round start 5C. Okay, nice overdrive, but drops the conversion. It's an air throw.
Yeah, that movement looks a little shaky from Kobe right there. That was a little awkward. Normally he's got better control when he's in OG, but looking okay for him so far. Still gets Garanex in the corner. 50 meter to play with. It's a
that's heartbreaking. That 3C, that's that.
Alright. Always remember one of the many golden rules about Bang players. If there is a bumper in the corner, it will get used. Just block high if you got to, but don't be shocked if they do 3C backdash, 3C backdash, 3C backdash.
Yeah, that Kobe takes it pretty explosively.
Yeah, but that is that's a game that I would end with and have full nerves. I'll be quite honest.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, let's see who is up next.
Yeah, we'll get a quick look at that.
And we got Icecool taking over Salvage, Fuzz taking over Thorn, Matt taking over Remains, Ziggy losing to Zai, and I think Adolf may have DQ'd.
I see. Matt taking it over Remains is pretty surprising, I won't lie.
Yeah, actually it's funny. Me and Matt played like a first to 20 recently, so he got some more 9 experience.
Okay, that makes sense. Matt is definitely one of those players that is trying to grind quite a lot to improve in this game, so it's dope to see.
Naoto isn't definitely, I think it's slightly 9 favored, but he definitely can clutch it out, and he has the damage, defensive options, all that to do so.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd even put it 9 favor, to be honest, but that's maybe a debate
myself, but that's just my own experiences.
Yeah, no, it's all good. Let's see, and for round 3, we've got a couple of familiar matchups here. Icecool and Fuzzama hanging out up there.
The classics.
As well as Dawn versus Play Guy, which, yeah, we've definitely been seeing that a lot more as of late. And then we have Zai versus Quetzalgoatl. So we'll see how that pans out there. And, of course, KILLAKOB3 versus Matt. Let's see. And then looking at the loser side, so far we have Ziggy trying to tear through there. And then Jibca is probably starting their sets for the loser side.
Yeah. Absolutely. Hope we see more Jibca in the bracket. Hopefully they stop being so stubborn regarding their habits, because like you said, that was getting them like slaughtered.
Yeah, we'll see how it pans out right there.
Okay, so we have Ice here, and we have Fuzz here. Icecool, the Fuzzama player. These Icecool, the Susanoo player versus Fuzzama, the Hosman player.
Yeah, I would say Fuzzama's definitely Fuzzama. Jesus Christ. Fuzzama's probably definitely the best American Fuzzama player that we've seen for a while. Well, I hate making that distinction over there.
I mean,
but we've seen.
I erroneously said on the continent. That was great.
When you see Jansen show up to a couple of these American brackets and he's having a blast, sheesh. But in all seriousness, Fuzzama's really good. And it's dope to see them. Super young as well. Always good to see a lot of new blood pop in the game and
absolutely
really show their stuff. Icecool as well, of course, being like somewhat newer in terms of like the whole length of the game's lifespan. And
yeah, I think he really went in during COVID, or a bit thereabouts that time.
Yeah. So and of course, him being signed up for a combo breaker, he's definitely one of those players to watch, right? Like, love him or hate him, he's definitely had some pretty good success online and offline. So now, of course, one of the big questions for him later on is just how he will end up doing leading into combo breaker. And some of these sets might be a good litmus test to, for your side betting activities.
Yeah, so folks take notes, and this is going to be a wild one. I like the colors. Is that like a rocky color for Susanoo?
I do not have.
Or Dante color?
I'm not too sure.
Awesome.
For our screen, right? Because we don't have the IM mod on the screen, so we can't see that. You see a gray and green gangly looking guy.
I see Susanoo with like red, black, and white hair. But anyway, Fuzzama getting the first confirm of the set. Nice chunk of damage, drops good blocks from Ice. I don't know if he wanted 6P that Barriado. Punished for it. Nice backdash from Ice as well. I guess Grand Viper, that's like his main damage cover with his heal.
Let's see. Still trying to go. Okay, that is interesting to go for the RC2A there. Most characters can throw punish during that like gap in Grand Viper, and so it's kind of interesting that he went for the 2A, maybe trying to like beat like a mash attempt there or like a punish.
Yeah. Okay, this should be death. Yeah.
Yeah. This
is coils. This is good minimum damage. So both players still have their bursts. I could have gone either way, honestly.
5As right there. Icecool managing to get a seal early here. Oh, but Fuzzama's movement ends up cornering Icecool.
Yeah. Fuzzama's movement in this game is so fluid. I haven't seen anyone else do it like that. I guess he speaks to like the thousands and thousands of games going. Yeah. Nice box from Icecool. Nice conversion there from Fuzz.
Alright, looking good for them so far. Active flow available as well, giving them that small damage bonus. And they always have OD. And you definitely want it if you want to seal out the game and not have to worry about burst.
Yeah. Yeah, especially if he's nice. Backs off as Fuzz pops OD. Drops the conversion, that's not usual for Fuzz. Yeah, I don't know, I
goes
feel
into
like
super early.
burst there.
I think he was worried about a burst bait, but as Fuzzama, that was really freaking clever routing from Fuzz. They went for as many burst safe options as possible there in order to mitigate that entirely from Icecool. Going for the 6C, for example, 5D and 6D chains as well into the 623D. And of course, Fuzzama can still pick up if you try to burst after a chain. So really good stuff from Fuzz there to make those adjustments.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, nice start for Fuzz. Good starter. Gets EA by Susanoo, is gonna get magic flow. Fuzz works the corner.
Alright, that's a lot of chains used, but Fuzzama manages to connect it when needed it most. And that lets him confirm off of this quite stylishly against
Nice
Icecool.
damage.
Jesus! But look at the corner carry too, that was like 3/4 screen.
Absolutely, yeah. Fuzzama definitely has that to spare.
Yeah, seriously. Try to go for the 2C anti-air, but Icecool just a little too fast there with the INDJC.
Nice. Yeah, it has some valuable skills now. But the combo getting swapped in the corner.
Unlikely to see a burst here from Icecool unless they truly want to like play like a hero, but this is gonna be
Yeah, I don't think it's worth it.
Not at all. Yeah, I'm supposed to just keep it bursting.
I on set point.
Not gonna lie, this is looking pretty good for Fuzz, but it's not like Icecool isn't, putting up a fight or anything like that.
No, it's just like small decisions like have very large long-term impacts. Like, I think Fuzz playing this very well tonight. I think his optimal was annoying and Icecool. Making it count when he gets in and gets thrown his thing. And this boss gets tagged on the 3C over. Yeah, Zama 5'8" is quite the anti-air.
He is locking in Icecool. I feel like every time Icecool gets out of the corner, it's like he's like he's like heaving and hoeing like he just ran a 5K.
Yeah.
Heaving and huffing. Oh, so. 2B ends up trading in that situation, and this could actually just straight up be death with a meter gain and lifesteal.
Yeah. Yeah, Zama Overdrive does quite a few things, including draining your life, increasing chain advantage, and with that accidental reset, Fuzz takes it 2-0 over Ice.
Yeah, and that was pretty clean from Fuzzama, all things considered.
Absolutely. So Fuzz will be moving on. Right now I see Dawn fighting Plagueout on his stream. Up next on ours.
Yeah, we have Quetzalgoatl coming up against Zai.
Oh, yeah, Susanoo. I know, like, Icecool says Susanoo versus Mu is atrocious for Susanoo.
Matchup does indeed sound atrocious.
Like,
Jesus Christ.
I mean, Susanoo has a good run, but it has startup. Mu has godlike space control buttons. She has the damage to compete with Susanoo.
I mean, let's even cut that even shorter. Let's put it this way. Susanoo's run has mad startup, and Stein's are amazing at just stuffing or canceling the startup of that dash. So then you're just kind of stuck walking for like a hair of a second.
Yeah.
So it's really good for Mu to just play out the neutral, right? And then if Mu gets the hit, on top of that, the set play that she can put out on Susanoo, especially if he doesn't have any seals, is incredible, right?
I agree.
So, there's a ton of like tools that she has available and stuff that like frankly that she can just do on
and I know like Zai has a good amount of experience versus Icecool, Adroth, other, Susanoo players. I'm not sure how much Mu experience Quetz has. That's going to come into play here in a big way.
Yeah, I mean, that is definitely a big question here. Because good moves are hard to come by, right? You know, the only ones I can usually think of off the top of my head is
Zai, Rushi, Poppy, maybe.
Rushi, yeah. Rushi to an extent, but there's like times where like Rushi, it's like, it feels like it depends on the week. Because there are certain times in which they'll just be like, I've been practicing Aichi for like 3 weeks, I'm sorry. And it's just like, okay. I don't know. It's a little bit difficult.
Yeah, this pressure is like, Susanoo really just doesn't have a lot of great ways to get her off of him.
That was like 3 IEDs of pressure. Yeah. I don't know how many buttons Quetzalgoatl has gotten.
Yeah, she's an LTP, and yeah. Okay, yeah. Good recognition from Zai. Cuts it short.
She's doing the cool thing. She's using Steins for throw pressure. Oh my god, I've been waiting to see that.
Very cool. But Quetz gets a massive confirm. Gets Grand Viper, gets DP,
and they're back in the board.
Yeah, gets anti-aired.
And run the game.
Pretty much. Yeah, in Overdrive, the 2 and 4Ds get their old property back of exploding. Yeah, I can't believe Zai summoned Explodia to me though.
That was unfortunate.
Okay. Overhead. This is a nice little chunk of damage. IDs and gets the throw on Zai. Probably shouldn't be there.
Yeah, all good. I think over time, honestly, I've seen her opt for GP a lot less. Stixie, I swear to God, we're gonna see that work way more times than it should offline, and I'm gonna be mad.
I don't know if he needed to OD for that, but I guess
probably not. But yeah, you want to guarantee it, and it just removes a lot of annoying questions out of the equation.
Okay. I guess try to go for an air throw reset. Pokemon air throw is kind of deadly. Gets tagged by a drone, and now back in the corner again. Nice JC to punish. And nice solid damage output. We're definitely not lacking for that. Watch the 6B. Very nice of Quetz's part.
I was gonna say solid, but then they got hit. That's rough. Yeah, I mean, again, right, like the neutral, and not only the neutral, but the transition into offense for Zai is so potent, especially just due to Moo's inherent set play and like augmented by the matchup specifically. So it's just very difficult.
Yeah, good DP, good DP RC. Gets back in the neutral, which she must run with Susanoo, making chase her down, and he gets tagged by 236D, which is like, in my opinion, one of her silliest moves. Doesn't go away on hit or block. And Zai taking that pretty solidly in the game.
Yeah, looking pretty good for Zai right now. I'm not gonna lie, Quetzalcoatl's gonna have to find something new to make this work. They've had a couple of successful offensive sequences, but I mean, thus far, this has been Zai's game.
Okay, nice anti-air from Zai there. Yeah, Move 6A, a lot of move players I feel like don't like it very much, but I think it's pretty good anti-air. Speaking of anti-air is 2C. And Quex, not afraid to press buttons right here.
Just somewhat even so far. Burst gauges are there. 5B's not gonna work out.
Nice daggers there from Zai.
Yeah, just waiting on the mash attempt right there. And mashing on Moo in general is
dangerous.
Difficult. Yeah. Say this right when the frame trap counter rate comes in, but in all seriousness, right? Like, this character, this is death.
This character is death.
This character died, right? But like, this character has so many different cancel options that you could get frame trapped any minute, or she could steal a turn any minute, or she backs off. 6B is universal.
Yeah. Okay. That's not big TP. Still gets nice. It's not a life lead. But let Zai set up the fortress.
VP unlock for Susanoo at the very least, which is looking pretty good. Even better getting the hit here.
Yeah, getting Viper.
Alright, next hit should probably kill if it's big enough. The latex shenanigans go on, and suddenly Zai has Quetzalcoatl in the corner. 6 piece. Oh my god.
Yeah, the 5-6.
So it's a very good 50-50. It can be very difficult to react to the RC like sound.
Hey, get EPRC.
Good OD right there from Quetzalgoatl. And again, that's one of the reasons why it's such a good tool. Like even defensively, right? You just get to check what's going on, you invuln it, and then you get to RPS, which is so much better.
Hey, gets the early burst out of Zai.
Better than bursting, and it's the last round. Zai's not gonna have any OD whatsoever to play with. Quetzalgoatl, on the other hand, if they pop active flow, they are more than likely gonna end up having OD to work with.
Yeah, but now they're stuck in the corner of this move without TPC.
And they're not using any barrier whatsoever, so Zai is just kind of able to just run their pressure. Like we see it come out a little bit here and there, but no IBBs means that like. He just kind of gets the pressure reset for free.
Zai trying to go for the Astral. Why, Zai? Why do you like this?
I don't know. I guess they're feeling themselves. I can't even blame them. It's kind of like, oh, okay, OD in the wheel. We don't expect it, but we take those.
He gets a wheel.
Unlocks another seal there.
I don't know what the idea was to Grand Viper there, but it's going to cost me that.
I'm willing to bet. Oh, Jesus Christ, just barely gets the Astral there. Goodbye. But yeah, looking real good for Zai. I mean, that was a clean 2-0. Ain't any other way to phrase it, quite frankly.
Yeah. Dawn beating Play Guy.
Yeah, we have our winner semis matches set up right there.
Yeah,
so we will have, Dawn versus Fuzzama and Kobe versus Zai.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, 2 classic matchups, classic player matchups as well.
I wonder, when was the last time we saw Zai versus Kobe?
I commentated not so long ago on an exhibition for TMN.
Okay, that was what, like last week, 2 weeks ago?
2 weeks ago, and I think Kobe went pretty handily. I asked him like, Kobe, how'd you prepare for the set? I took a nap. I'm like, interesting.
I don't disagree. There are a lot of times in which you can improve a lot in fighting games through just not playing for a period of time. Like breaks.
But I'm bad at that. Sleep's important, but I am not the best at that matchup, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's GG's if you can't sleep well. Otherwise, you're just gonna die randomly.
That's the truth. All right. So we also have a bunch of other things coming up in the near future, don't we, Toledo?
Yeah, we got a bunch of stuff coming up. For example, our Plus R weekly is going to be tomorrow, so that will be May 16th, of course, and that's at the same time as this, 8 p.m. Eastern, same place here at BostonBlueBeat, twitch.tv/BostonBlueBeat, I should say. And our offline monthly is going to come up this weekend, so this will be on Saturday. It's the usual games. Yeah.
Nice. I wish you can come down. I'm so busy these days.
Trust me, I've been super busy as well. I don't blame you for it.
But if you want the Boston area, come through. They have KOF, Rev, have Lumina, of course, CF, and Strive.
Yeah, and we've been pulling up with BlazBlue versus as of late as well, so definitely give that a look too. And later on in July, our summertime regional is going to be back. You can join us here on July 15th for a weekend of games, beaches, and plenty of fun. And the day before we have our weekly, and the day afterwards on July 16th, we'll be heading to the beach. So we've got a ton of games, like way too many. Exert, Strive, Plus R, MBAC, BBCF, MBTL, TFH, SMS, a ton more.
I might enter Plus R there as well as CF.
I mean, yeah, we got a ton of games, trust me. So be sure to pull in for that. You can reg actually at start.gg/BostonBlueBeat. And if you're looking for some Street Fighter 6 action or perhaps even Smash Brothers earlier, we are running Meter Management, which is going to be a combination of New England Smash and FGC regional that's going to be brought to you guys by us at BostonBlueBeat and the folks over at Bay State Beatdown. So we'll be running Street Fighter 6, Strive, and Smash Brothers Ultimate Singles and Squads. You can join us at June 10th at Alpine Academy in Hanover, MA. And reg at start.gg/meter. That's start.gg/meter. If you guys saw that Twitter post of those 2 Smash Brothers players, where one of them was "I stand with Big Tobacco," that's Bay State Beattown. That's New England. That's us.
Wait, Why is he staying on Big Tobacco? That's kind of.
Well, the sponsor was I Stand With, and their tag was Big Tobacco.
Oh, okay. I was like, that. I've heard of like, I don't know, pineapple pizza versus non-pineapple pizza, and a bunch of other issues that they have debated about with team brackets and other brackets, but that was a unexpected one.
And then the the other person was a Terry player, and their tag was active crack shooter. So it's pretty good.
So we have crack versus tobacco. I like it.
Yeah, whichever one you prefer.
I'm gonna say neither, but more power to them.
No, I mean that is definitely understandable. There's no questions about that. We have our winner semis queued up here, so we'll have Dawn versus Fuzzama coming up first.
Yeah, Rally versus Fuzzama, Dawn versus Fuzz, class matchup. We've seen it a million times before. Yeah. These two go pretty back and forth.
It can be hard to tell who's gonna win in which situation. I think that overall, for at least May and late April, Dawn was a bit of on a bit of a tear, just kind of in general throughout brackets.
Absolutely.
I'm not too sure how many times they ran into Fuzzama specifically, so this should be rather interesting, I think, because these two are also like good friends as well. Right? So
yeah, they're also frequent training partners.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, so I don't know if you want to go on about sort of the matchup, at least in terms of the characters, briefly.
Okay. So, obviously, Relius, kind of a dull, normal guy hybrid. Fuzzama, a very unique zoning character with pretty good mix and damage output. And I think the matchup, Relius' doll can be pretty useful against chains. It's projectile guard point. It controls space well. When Relius locks Fuzzama down, he does not have a lot of great options to get out of pressure, and Relius is also notorious for making people just hold pressure in general. I could say it's slightly Relius' favorite to even.
That's fair.
But Fuzzama definitely has ways of messing with Relius, altering his momentum. His damage output is nothing to sneeze at. He has some nice hard calls for Ledley with both his really good throw game and a command throw that is quite silly.
Yeah. And the command throw is not like a ton of damage. Actually,
I think you can do up to 3K with it, meterless.
You can do a decent bit. I was just wondering what you can get off that as a counter hit. I don't know if that as a starter leads into anything different or it's just
a counter hit,
better proration.
But I think it might be better proration.
All right. Well, we'll have to see how these. I'm very curious to see how this pans out here. I'm gonna assume that Dawn's just gonna either IDJ or just throw at a button or just back off and summon Ignis.
Yep. Yeah. Okay, that's the barrier. Earlier before it was Fuzzama.
DC connects, and it is time for Relius to get started.
Hey, good blocks from Fuzz. Yeah, I think what I remember earlier, especially was on a timer. Which Dom uses OD to mitigate there, but he's still giving up his bursts.
Yeah. Dawn's Ignis Gauge usage is definitely one of the things that I would consider sometimes to be a weakness of him, actually. You don't often see it get exploited, and especially in situations like this, it looks like it won't almost matter. 60 connect, allowing Dawn to connect off of this.
Yep. Auger RC, and Dawn takes the round pretty convincingly.
Yeah, and though the OD is used to cover like that very expensive doll meter usage, right? In the times in which it works out successfully, at the very least, it does mean that he often will trigger active flow and get a lot more of his burst gauge back. That's some of the power of those early ODs, allowing you to, recover your gauge quickly while still pressing the advantage. Really good IDBs there from Fuzzama. You can see how they force Dawn to back off right now. And with the Ignis gauge so low, it is definitely Fuzz's time to attack.
Oh, the 2C. Let's go. This will be a nice chunk of damage for Fuzz.
Gets the side swap as well off of that confirm. Standard knockdown, 2-1-4B, yeah. Oh, 6C actually.
The preemptive 2C, yeah. A lot of other players love to do that. It was a great button. Used this nice payoff on hit. Dawn going for the side swap, putting Fuzz in the corner. Drops the ender. Nice use of chains for mobility by Fuzz there. Yep, Page's defense. Thomas gonna drop Fuzz in the corner. Well, what AP speed though?
Yeah, that's the big thing right there. Goes for the command grab, gonna connect against Fuzz, and that should lead to death with the OD, just needs the ground bounce. Oh no!
Yep,
Okay, goes for the EA instead.
Yeah, Thon salvaging a very dicey situation and taking game 1.
Yeah, so like, for the uninitiated, right, that situation might have been like, oh, what do you mean? Riley's did counter assault 2D like it was his turn, it was so good. But if you pay attention to the Ignis gauge, it was actually quite low. And Fuzzama had overdrive available. So this means that Dawn is more likely going to have to desummon the doll at a certain point during their pressure and give Fuzz space. And Fuzz with an overdrive is nothing to play with.
Yeah, he's incredibly optimal, and Fuzzama with overdrive can do some insane things.
It is what makes Fuzzama not a crappy character in a lot of regards.
Hey, nice crouching it. Gets some nice damage as well as less dominant used. It's broken too low.
It's a regen confirm off of this. Well, a mistake into a minor miracle.
Yeah, as Greek would say, mistakes and miracles. Hey, trigger? Oh, doesn't just go for Valtus.
Yeah, I think they weren't confident in squeezing out the damage there, but it looked like you could do the like CT extension.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Anyway, Don takes the round with the purpose to put himself on set point. Very quickly.
Looking pretty dominant in these 2 rounds so far. Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
just deep enough to
tool
pick
play.
up.
Don, a big fan of doing tool play in neutral. It is a good tool for that. Nice bet. Him press with the bursts.
Yeah. OD comes out from Fuzzama instead.
Yeah, the OD.
Yeah, I mean, there are times where you simply just gotta go run the RPS. And Fuzzama doesn't have access to active Fuzz, so eating just like an EA from Fuzz is like A-okay. CA
that was
baited and he's
very dominant victory.
That was fast. I'm not gonna lie. He got boxed up. There's no other way to put it. Yeah. Yeah, that was fast. By the way, guys, you should totally put codes in the Matcherino.
Yeah.
If you hit !Matcherino, you get a funny little link in the chat that brings you to a funny little page. And if you click that really big claim code button, you get to put money in the bracket for free. It's kind of silly almost in that sense, how easy it is to just sign up and give players some money. Right? And it comes at no cost to you, right? Like you just do the thing and suddenly, OMG, there's a little bit more in the pot. Moving on here next, we do have KILLAKOB versus Zai. And as you mentioned earlier, last time they played was a bit of a blowout in favor of Kobe.
Yeah. Also, this matchup seems... I don't know if it's as... I don't think it's as bad for moves the other promos. They use pretty hard to bang, but it is definitely, I imagine, very annoying for her.
I could see that being annoying for her. Yes. Oh.
I mean, both characters really good. A lot of people kind of underestimate Bang, in my opinion. I think he is extremely strong and versatile. He does a lot of things really well.
It's like a lot of mixed feelings, I feel like, on Bang and his general kind of strength and his ability to do certain things. It's interesting to me in that sense, but you know, we'll see what ends up happening here, because this set can go in a lot of weird directions with these players.
I've seen it play out both ways before, I believe, and oh, Kobe was here. It teleported into him in a weird place. Yeah.
Wow.
Move, Bang, high damage characters, really good. Both have really good neutrals, some really good buttons, very effective space control, mobility, and a plethora of interesting defensive options to go to.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Both players with very powerful D cards, albeit maybe not in the ways you'd want to see.
All right, I'm assuming that someone is going to do something relatively dumb at round start, or it'll just be super standard.
Both these players are pretty aggressive. So okay, that's a round start.
That is very standard. Okay, yeah, it's pretty basic right there. One the person up back, the other person walk back.
Okay, yeah, laser beam saving Zai's life in that early turn. Nice basic speed, gets the burst out of Kobe, and for Bang especially, that's a very valuable resource. Bang having one of the best overdrives in the game, or not.
Yeah, I'm surprised that Kobe popped it so early. Well, granted, Kobe is a kind of player that I feel like ends up kind of dealing both in burst and overdrive relatively equally. But in that case, they did not even want to bother getting in.
Oh, very nice, sort of Doom. Beating out the drive there.
Yeah, that's a fatal starter off of a relatively charged SOD. You are so dead.
Nah, yeah, active full EA. That'll punch it out. Yeah, 5K. Zai looking pretty strong in that first round. Kobe got to get his burst back though, so who knows what will happen. Gets Zai with the poison nail, but Zai gets a JC. It goes to the IE low.
Another early burst for Kobe. We didn't see it pan out for them last round. Let's see how it goes this time.
This time it's a lot better. Get Zai in the corner, so they're getting those seals.
Bang tech. Every time there's a bumper, they're gonna pop it. Zai with a lot of good blocks there. Crush Trigger connects, but
oh my goodness.
Runs up in 5 Cs for another mix up there.
Good old 5C. Nothing beats that.
Kobe was too far to convert off of that CT, so he was off the
yeah. Good no tech from Zai. Lost the probably cross-base attack. And Kobe takes the round, but most likely he's not going to get burst back.
Yeah, kind of, you know, won the battle, but lost the war of attrition, at least in terms of the overdrive here.
I have to say this Poison Nail, Blue not a character with a lot of power.
This ticks are going to be pretty meaningful here. Main grab connects.
Hey, good tech on the throw. Good, yeah, gets the conversion. Gets the burst out of Zai. Catches the backdash with nails. Hope you're very low on nails. And getting counter hit with Itachi, unfortunately, not the combo. But
still though,
here.
5C6C and close enough to the wall that they can get the wall stick there.
Basic
counter assault hits nothing. Burst is probably going to get used by KILLAKOB3 if they don't go for a wake up OD. Yeah, overdrive raid, however, that's going to be delayed opening. Zai can still RPS if they choose to. DPRC maybe?
Oh,
no. 2C came out. That was definitely.
Yeah.
And
Kobe takes the first game by the skin of his teeth.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a little surprised that Zai still tried to go for the DP there. Because Kobe is the type of person to still opt for a lot of 2D and post overdrive situations.
And that would blow up DP as an option.
Yeah. So because especially, you know, like, it's an overdrive raid, so you can just kind of back off and up back if you really want to, and let some of the signs do, like, some of the work of covering your space.
A nice tap there by Kobe. The 2C counter hit. Gets the worst out of Kobe. Yeah, Bang Poison was having, like, no hits them on them.
You just no 5D from neutral. Okay.
Kobe very fond of using drives to leverage RPS.
That is a big way to say that that man just clicks the B button.
I'm okay.
And that man loves clicking the B button. It's okay. It's okay.
He reminds me of my old friend Rico a lot. And on that point already with the 5C, the unblockable overhead, that's also jump cancel on block.
5C hits people a lot, despite how, like, slow it is. Part of it, I guess, is sort of like Bang has a lot of cancel options into it in terms of his Gatling table, and then on top of that, it's one of those weird BB animations where, like, you kind of just don't notice or, like, comprehend the fact that it's an overhead combo, and you just get hit.
Okay, and nice. Gets the trade with Zai, but Zai does not manage to get rid of anything. Let's go to the corner and catch the throw hole.
Back into 5D right there from Kobe, not going to work out. 5C gets caught trying to fuzzy jump out of the corner here. Barrier usage is going to work out very well for Kobe, but he can't find an opportunity to that was a weird set of decisions. He jumped up backed out of there successfully. Zai was at, like, half a screen away, then he air backdash back. This is going to be RC. Yeah, okay.
Yep.
Then he air backdash back, then he just opted for the 2D, but the Steins were there, so Moo can just look at Bang and say, okay.
We'll give Bang just enough time to realize life choices. Oh, very
nice cancel option. We're seeing Explosion come out a lot from Kobe, and it's so safe for Bang, and it's just an absurdly strong tool. Speaking of which, 6B on contact.
OD!
Gonna get Zai in the corner at least. Crush Trigger connects. Good block on the 5C. A couple of upbacks will get her out of there for sure. Side swaps. Yeah, Kobe trying to get a little shiesty right there with these like 5Ds. Alright, this is basically a guess for game situation here. And Zai has 50 meter for a 50-50.
Okay,
but the empty jump low will get it done.
She's gonna have double super here.
100 meter, plenty of steins available. You're gone. Unburstable damage.
Yep. To about
5.
4.5? Oh, 4.6. And Zai takes game 2.
Alright, we're looking at a game 3 here for winner semis. And again, the loser of this ends up getting thrown in the lava pit, so to speak.
Shark pit.
That's a good way of putting it, right? You gotta eventually deal with either Icecool or Fuzzama if you get sent to losers at this point, and I don't think anybody up here would like to do that.
No one wants to do that, understandably so. Okay, everybody goes to Zai. Nice conversion here.
Good extension with the Stein, from Zai. Gonna set the Stein, just backs off on in response to the 2D right there.
Get DP from Zai, get the 2B, calls out the 5D attempts.
These are a lot. One thing that's really strange to see, and I don't know if this is misinput or like a decision Zai is making, but there's been a lot of 6C in neutral, and that button has like absurd recovery.
Yeah, I agree. Usually move these drones to cover it.
Yeah, I would have expected maybe like Bang to have counter hit for it by now, but we haven't seen any such thing yet.
Okay, nice blocks. It's picked up. And gets now Zion's at point.
Yeah, that was a weird situation there to, you know, pick up what you were saying. It's that like weird drop in attack JC.
J2C, one of who's definitely lose better buttons, in my opinion.
It is a silly button, that is for sure.
A counter at this time, we get some damage. Drops going to be a drone, but I'll probably get some.
Kobe trying to go for a route, ends up dropping it. OD is available for him, as well as almost 50 meter. He's probably going to spend it on stuff, so I have to be mindful of that.
Yep. Oh, the fire in his eyes. Let's go.
Alright, 2A is connected right there. Well, 2A is out. That was another, I think, DP attempt.
That was definitely DP, 100%.
I don't know why Zai is trying to, like, RPS like that with Bang. Like, in, like, FRKZ.
Yeah,
that is... It's a really risky decision to, like, make in that situation. Zai's not going to die off this confirmed, but they're going to get pretty close to it. Counter assault. Nope. Pops OD. That is still covered. You still reversal super. That's barely going to kill.
Unsafe thing, no, unsafe thing, no.
Ah, they didn't get them. They could have, yeah, they could have DP'd that in the air. But that was a throw counter, so I think they attempted to do so.
They got the wrong input.
Yeah, they've been dropping a lot of like DPs in some weird situations. Like,
okay, 2D, great start for Bang. Get some 3 seals at minimum.
Kobe not going to be able to get the web nail for. Oh, this is bad.
Tries to get it first. Kobe gets another hit now. This can be a nice chunk of damage. Side swap, got back in the corner.
This is looking pretty rough, but that's a lot of nails used.
Hey, nice DB from Zai. It's thrown.
But the FRKZ dashes just bring Kobe right back in for more.
Stop bumper.
Very low on nails right now.
Base DP and Kobe takes that round with a near perfect. Kobe run right fight Don and win his finals.
Yeah. Probably taking the wind out of Zai's sails, I would imagine.
So Zai has to fight either Fuzz or Ice. Not an enviable position, in my opinion.
Not enviable indeed. In fact, let's check to see what the who they're going to be fighting in losers. Yeah, so they'll be fighting the winner of Icecool and Play Guy.
Oh, okay. Either Bang or Susan.
You mean Ragnar season?
Sorry. Yeah, Ragnar Susan. Did I say Tsunami?
You said.
Oh, darn.
You just said like 2 completely different characters.
My brain is not working tonight either, Tweedo. I'm sorry.
Look, dude, look, your brain. If we had to like, measure the runtime, I think yours has been more. Yours has been functioning more often than mine. So you're good.
It's okay.
Don't worry about it.
Together we have like 3.5 functioning brain cells. We'll be fine. Yeah, it was like losers finals. Seems like it might shape up to be like either Icecool and winner of Icecool Play Guy and 14 and Fuzz.
Mm-hmm. Oh, an interesting note from chat. Banana Kid and Kobe mentioning how after a double jump, especially if Bang delays it, the command grab super, you have to input the DP in reverse.
Oh, that's...
Or rather, he's saying, okay, yeah, Kobe's saying you always do. Hyper delayed it because I figured she would air stall with style, and that's pretty interesting there, actually. Cool. That super is very good, especially, that super is very good when your opponent has used up all of their options, but it's very common for Mu 12 especially to want to delay her landing with either, like, usually delay landing into Steins into, like, GTC or something, right? So delaying the super and waiting for that recovery is super good because you get to mitigate the possibility of a DP while getting counter damage for it.
If you do normal jump, you can do same side reversal. Blue Boo, an S player. I see them around here and there. Pretty good. Versus, I'm assuming U12.
Please select your character.
Okay. I'm sorry, my brain did not process Blue Boo Boo.
Blue Boo Boo, yeah. It's a little bit of a silly name, but...
I always get mixed by it. I won't
It takes all kinds.
Yeah, this is RealLifeMicBoy.
Okay, cool. Never mind. Oh, interesting. So yeah, S and Moose is like a pretty even matchup. I feel like it probably could be pretty annoying for Mu 12.
Yeah, this is one of those matchups where you would see, like, where you would assume, like, at first, it's kind of like, hey, they do the same thing, but it's very
If we're backing off, setting up some time, it's hit by Blue Blue, gets a hit. 2K puts himself in the corner. 6B at normal is incredibly annoying.
It does a lot of things for S. It can definitely be kind of like a, it can be a noob killer at times.
It was like perfect for round 1 for Blue Blue.
Yeah, that was looking pretty quick.
That was quite fast.
5C round start connects. MicBoy just rolling themselves into the corner, but finding an advantageous situation afterwards. Thorn trying to pop the burst in order to keep them into the corner. They do get the hit, have to adjust, they put them on the other side. The Stein misses the throw combo.
Yeah. Tries BBB, it does not bite.
However, it's set playtime.
No attack, so it gets a BB combo.
Humble drop, so that's alright. SODOki is still enabled right there.
Yeah, very quick victory. It's Thorn there in round 2.
Rebel 3, action!
See what we get here. A couple of fireballs, nothing crazy here.
Nice backdash from Thorn. And gets a group in the corner. Nice 6A. Had again, yeah, the delay IID from delay air dash from S. It's going back in the corner. This is a nice chunk of damage.
Yeah, we're just seeing a couple of honest to God, like mid-screen hits. They haven't had any like huge conversions yet. That could have led to a death, but an awkward drop comes in right there at the floor for Thorn.
Game combo.
Yeah, this is a guess for game situation. Alright, what'll it be? Alright, tries to go for the reversal super RC. Because S puts herself in the air off of that reversal super, so you can RC for a quick JA, but everybody knows that it's going to be an overhead after that point.
Yeah.
It's like a BB player instinct, where it's just kind of like, alright, this is the overhead, and then you just kind of block it on some like weird RCs.
Yeah, pretty much. That's what it sounds like to me.
Either way, though, they at least managed to take the first game. MicBoy, that is.
Let's see how game 2 proceeds.
Action.
Okay. Early lead going to yeah, cross up JC again. That button's a menace.
Button's rather problematic. JD Oki is set, but Thorn DPs successfully.
Yeah, I have to actually kind of know because like a lot of some of the moves that moves buttons have some totally out there hitboxes, and Icecool explored that really well.
For sure. Oh, 50-50s with the 6 BRC here. This is looking very excellent for Thorn. They might be able to pop ODEA actually. Let's go.
Yeah, opposite of. And 6A. Yeah, 6A hits so late there.
Yeah, I don't know why MicBoy tried to like up forward GC in that situation either. That's a weird decision.
Okay, Feisty counter hit. Nice chunk of damage for Blue.
New microphone.
Yeah, lay microphone. RealLifeMicBoy.
This is looking pretty good for MicBoy actually, speaking of.
Okay,
I don't know what they got.
We're not setting up Steins properly and getting nice little chunk of damage. A drops before he do small snatcher.
5-8 connects right there. Going into the DP right now.
Can't even no punish.
Alright, this is gonna be more than likely a counter assault. Doesn't even spend the RC on it there. Backdash comes out right there. A couple of Stein set right now, just kind of chilling out in neutral so far.
But we're not trying to take any big risks right now, which we have to.
Yeah, and they're trying their best to avoid getting tagged by S's projectile. Because, I know. Because if they so much as block it, that means that their Stein shots are not going to come out. They still get some real estate because sending the Steins out for the explosion or using 2-360 for the laser is still very good, but it means they have to be very mindful of their movement here. A lot of backdashes to back away.
We're getting combo, dropping it.
Alright, looking pretty stabilized right there. Doesn't go for anything more after that 6C here. DP comes out for MicBoy.
Nice 6A.
Okay, yeah. Combo looked like it might have killed with OD in the right situation there.
Okay, these trades really in Lubu's favor.
Yeah, both players are swinging on each other. That could have been OD into kill. Unfortunate.
Yeah.
Right now, Thorn just popping the charge signs.
Lubu runs into a drum going off.
Yeah. I like the switch up into going for the charge steins right there. You notice that your opponent is kind of playing it a lot more passively, and those charge steins with the improved tracking, as well as the improved range, are going to do so much work in terms of just like slowly cutting down like your opponent. One thing that is important to mention though is that the steins don't do chip.
You know, only
so,
I think 214 and 216.
Yeah, because they're special, right? So you do not often have to barrier and spend all of that gauge against Moo.
Nice DP.
Oh, a small confirm there.
Yeah, I feel like a 2K confirm 1.9K. Nice
Yeah, I mean, the big thing is just getting to like, set up into like OP, honestly.
Yeah. Nice that is Moo. RC to overhead does not quite convert.
Really low health for Thorn already here. Any next hit from Mike will end up getting it done. Yeah, up back JBB. That's a really smart decision because that Tachi right there doesn't have a hitbox in front of Moo like that. So up backing it and getting your JBB on is pretty smart.
Okay, Blue wants that point though.
Alright, 6B doesn't connect from them so far. Now, kind of in an awkward mid-screen situation, but Thorn manages to pick up the hit.
I mean, he can't work. That's his bait there, but no big punish.
Yeah, I think he definitely has gone for like a bigger punish there. Maybe they didn't think they had enough time for like dash 6C or something. I'm not.
And yeah, Thorn has to burst this.
Alright. Now MicBoy doesn't really have to do too much to overextend themselves. They can counter zone against Thorn pretty solidly in this matchup here. And right now, I mean, there's only one Stein set up. Not really too crazy. They still opt for the DP, and it will end up succeeding.
It's not for both sides.
That's definitely one of those things where that was a pretty risky decision to go for the DP there. I feel like as S, you can kind of just back off. You throw your projectiles to prevent Moo from, you know, setting steins like at her leisure, and then you just watch as she just tries to throw herself at you, and you just throw out a button to kill her.
Okay, so it's gonna be Lubu versus Fuzz a little later.
Yeah, and then for our other match in terms of losers, we have Icecool versus Play Guy here. So let's see what we've got coming up next. In case I have forgotten, yeah, this is going to be Icecool and Play Guy coming up here.
All right. A canonical encounter. Ragnar versus Susanoo.
We've seen it time and time again. If you were there for the very, very beginning of BBBO, you've seen this matchup to death. But it definitely still has a lot of its interesting quirks and dynamics, especially when you're seeing it from different players across the board here.
Oh yeah, no, I feel like no one Ragnar player and definitely no one Susanoo player play the character quite the same.
Mm-hmm.
And these two are both some of the best representatives of the character of the continent.
Yeah, I'd say they're pretty solid representatives.
I know Ice has a Ragnar, but I don't think he's going with the Ragnar mirror.
I highly doubt that he would do it. If he does it, then he does it.
Oh, for a second, Plague went to Susanoo. Plague actually did win the TO's Choice event with Susanoo.
I don't trust these players when they choose things, but Ragnar is locked in.
Okay, I guess Ice has either doesn't care or just wants to see if he can beat Plague in a Ragnar.
I don't know. I do know that he has played Ragnar.
He's pretty good Ragnar.
Yeah, he's got a solid one. But yeah,
but
this mirror. Yeah, this mirror is relatively common. I would say Play Guy has a lot of experience in it. We've seen him on stream against Ragnar plenty of times. From Joker to Oni to occasionally Nachos, probably.
To Beta Dude even once, I believe.
I think so. Yeah. So Play Guys definitely ran through the
gauntlet.
Yes.
Okay. Icecool, the nice custom color.
Here we are, losers 8s coming in right now at you guys.
Rebel 1, action.
Here.
Right now, we're starting just 5B and block back in response.
Yeah, early lead goes to Icecool against each damage. Getting a throw, nice. Probably getting nice little chunk of his throws.
Just for a knockdown, and yeah, I mean, standard stagger pressure, nothing really too crazy here.
Yeah. That's PRM by Play Guy now.
And establishing that early on in the set can definitely put the, is a big sign of kind of the layers that you guys might expect to see coming in here. So you might see a lot of different TRM baits, and then going back and just going for standard throw setups, so on and so forth.
Okay, so yeah, so Play Guy taking a little bit of lead himself now. The 2C anti-air?
Yes, that is a big thing for the Ragnar mirror, actually. 2C anti-air is like a really, really important. Because Ragnar's other, I remember because I had spoken to Oni on this. Yeah, you anti-air 2C against like IDJC in this matchup. Yeah, it's a weird thing, but it is a thing. Lots of IBBs, and you can see how effective it is. It's like,
yeah.
Like, especially if someone's trying to go for like 6D pressure, IBB is so good at forcing different responses out of it.
Nice little OG combo here from Ice gets at the flow, getting his birth back with her. And the 6B works again.
I don't think that Play Guy really needed to go for the burst there at all.
No, neither, though.
It's like a 6B starter. It's not going to do a ton of damage. You've still got a whole other knockdown to play with, and if you pop OD, you're fine. It could very well have been like meant to be a burst, or meant to be an OD, like a wake up OD, and it just became burst, but still.
Okay, nice pressure. Like a Icecool jumps out.
Lots of IPs coming in from Play Guy. Watch the rock.
Huh. Yeah, forced to burst out Icecool there. Last chance.
That was such a weird sequence. I can't even understand. Okay, Icecool fulfilling his Ragnar player obligations with the Hell's quota.
Tagged, and Play Guy takes game 1.
I like the idea there actually off of that 3C safe jump from Icecool there. It didn't work out for him, but I do like the idea of kind of you go for the 3C, jump cancel, because like look, no matter what the next like hit is gonna kill, and you just go for like.
Stay with Ragnar, go to Susan now. Oh, stay with Ragnar.
No, okay. That means, of course, that Icecool will be locked into Ragnar for the rest of this set.
Regardless of a win or a loss.
Correct.
The wheel of fate is turning.
Alright, we're probably going to see a relatively standard round start again. I don't think either player really wants to.
Okay, Icecool swinging for the fences here.
And Play Guy just kind of backs off and then just blocks it. Nothing really too much to speak of there.
Yeah, especially big for DP. Gets the burst out of Play Guy immediately.
Definitely don't want to be showing DP when you don't need to. That's unfortunate for Play Guy.
Yeah.
Alright, Play Guy going for a very defensive style right there. Kind of per usual, but lacking the life lead. Alright, these hits should help even it out for Play Guy, if not put him out of the lead.
Nice jump by Icecool out of the process. Look on the corner. Gets a knockdown. Let's go.
Alright, your edge here. Really trying hard to bait for the DP right there, but it ends up coming up after the back.
Throws Icecool into the corner. Very nice.
Yeah, honestly, as Ragnar, there are times in which, like, when you're playing against a Ragnar, there are times. Oh.
There was that Icecool.
I don't think you needed to go for that either. It might lead to him actually. Oh, whoa! Okay,
The Ragnar handshake.
Handshake. Icecool with the spacing knowledge to just walk back and 5B counter hit the 2 and 4A.
Look at he's hanging back. Icecool going in.
Yeah, this is looking pretty calm from both sides. Neither of them are really like wilding out with anything like too nuts. 5D anti-air ends up connecting, taking notes from Zen.
Yeah. A fatal. Oh, that's gonna be a lot of damage.
That's big damage, yeah. That's not enough. That could have been a lot more damage, actually. Wow. Okay. This gives Play Guy a chance at the very least to get in so far.
Oh my goodness, tried to go for cross of DID and got violated instead.
Yes. The irony is palpable here. No DP comes out. A counter in for Icecool and a super ends up leading into Play Guy's death, and that'll be game 2 going in favor of Icecool.
Yeah. Who is who? At least Rogers winning the set one way or another.
Or likely than not.
How do you lose a me? How can you not be the winner if you're fighting a mirror?
Well, you know these things happen, right?
Right, you're right. Daffy Duck's actually the one in control. Okay, early lead going to Icecool. Icecool gets the Icecool bursts.
I can't help but feel that was meant to be an OD.
Yeah, I think so too. That was definitely not a sensible facial burst. Icecool gets the air throw, gets the burst out of Play Guy. This time definitely was what they threw on it.
Yeah.
Icecool routing from Play Guy. Good blocks in the overhead.
It looked like the 2As on it.
Yeah. Hey, Play Guy. It's a meaty 5D, and this would be a nice chunk of change. May kill, actually?
It's not. Yeah, he can squeeze as much damage as he wants out of it, but that paration is just a little too high.
Nice. That was a curse. That was so cursed.
Ragnar counter assault, the way you function, or rather don't, is just always interesting to me.
It's more a collection of character flaws than the actual counter assault. Yeah, okay. It's like taking the early lead here. Block on the good block by Ice on the 6B.
Alright, a couple of IBs will cause that to. I wonder if that whiff goes. Crouches under the JC right there.
Ice is kind of like
oh. The 5D made contact, so Play Guy was able to cancel it. So if he was attempting to go for barrier, that became crush trigger actually.
Nice. Okay, pressure. Ice going in.
Looking good for him so far. That active is going to help build
Off
that.
the cross up, yeah, looks impossible to block.
All right, and here we are. Set point, last round.
Rebel 3. Action.
Both players trying to play it cool right now.
One of them is Icecool.
It's cold. All right, good hit so far.
Buck him on Hades and gets to confirm.
Both players relatively even here so
Backdash.
far. Surprised at that, given just the amount of time, you know, Play Guy's been opting for like, you know, 5B here and there. So
I agree. So okay, nice little confirm here. Not how much damage. Get the life back.
yeah, for a JA starter, that's fine. You're only really looking for the knockdown and getting him a bit of life steal.
That's true. Oh, nice DP.
Alright, both players very anxious of each other's DP. It's funny. Oh, that's a burst?
Yeah.
Super jump into nothing right there, and Play Guys just kind of letting themselves stay boxed in right here. They can definitely take up a lot more space and aggress on Icecool a bit. But with the life lead like this, they don't have to do much.
Yeah, sometimes the best thing to do is nothing. No?
Oh my god, the combo dropped a bit. That was going to be into super right now. Icecool has just a centimeter, no, probably a millimeter of health left, but a couple of hits could definitely lead to him at least being able to trade something here.
I agree.
Forced a barrier. Don't forget, Ragnar drives deal chip damage as well, so you got to barrier a lot more than usual against him in situations like this. Throw gets teched. 15 seconds left on the clock. Icecool get a hit on time. Alright, this could be the start here, but 10 seconds to go. Enough meter for a super if they want to spend it. Burst comes out, gets baited, however.
Ragnar?
Oh my god.
Yo, today is a funny night.
It is. At the last minute here, Play Guy folding there. And just like under pressure and going for the burst. It's not a situation in which you really need to do that. You can just like counter assault them away. That's a lot of these situations where like people are a lot more liable to burst simply because there's just so much desperation and all that like with the match there. But I mean, Icecool recognizing that situation and going out for blood.
Yeah, let's see who we have up next.
Now that I think about it, the better thing to do there is still not burst, because if they try to bait it, then they drop their combo, and then you actually just win by timeout from blocking them out.
You're right. So Ice is going to be fighting Zai. And what's that up next? You know?
Oh, it's coming up next? Well, we've got one moment, sir. You mentioned this is going to be Fuzz and Zai. And I believe we'll be running our winner's final set afterwards. Our fellow streamer will correct me if and when I'm wrong, so don't worry.
It's Fuzz and Lu-Bu.
Oh yes.
That's on the other side. So she'll be fight. She might be fighting the winner of this match, or Icecool might be fighting them.
RealLifeMicBoy, aka Lu-Bu.
So
I don't understand.
Fake Mike Boys then? Are they like a bunch of fake Mike Boys then?
You'd have to ask them.
I'll ask them after the set, probably.
Perhaps we will find some answers here. But we've got
Life has many doors.
Set here. Yes. We've got losers quarter set up right here, and again, right, we are still not at loser semis, right? There's still both players here, no matter who wins, has to get through 2 sets just to get themselves at losers finals here today.
Yeah, it's a long road for sure.
But now,
nothing worth it is ever easy.
Pretty much. We've got Fuzzama here versus S in this time. I'm very curious to see how this will play out. I believe we've seen Fuzz deal with a couple of S players before, so I'm curious to see how it'll play out here.
I mean, a lot of this matchup's pretty bad for Fuzzama, and I can see it.
Now, I'm assuming then off of that Fuzzama's round start will probably be very measured, at least at first. Maybe like just a back barrier or something like that. Yeah, goes for the chain instead. That makes sense as well. MicBoy, however, getting the first big hit there.
I think that was definitely a wood fire, nice with fireball.
Yeah. A couple of 5Bs here. Nothing too crazy in terms of Fuzzama pressure, but you can tell Fuzz is very aware of MicBoy's attempts at fuzzy jumping here. Pulling some nice up back chains.
Has the back chains though.
Fuzz gonna get a nice couple of chain extensions here. This is gonna increase the corner carry ever so slightly. C follow-up is blocked. A couple of traded air blows, but neither player has really had more than one or two confirmed, honestly.
Yeah.
The chain interacts with the fireball.
Going in.
That's so cursed.
Yep. Fuzz
They can kill off this
too.
too.
So engine the classic. Overdrive, yeah, that should definitely be his dead.
You're
Super. Yep. That was until that damage really does not count the poison anymore.
Yeah. I'm surprised that he found time to still get the OD super. I'm not gonna lie. I thought that would be regular at the end.
Too, but sometimes life finds a way.
Truly. Alright. Fuzzama getting the first big hit of this round now.
Yep. And that's knockdown. Guess the low. Let's go.
Alright. It's gonna take maybe one or two more hits for MicBoy to be dead on this round, honestly.
Hey, you get patience to MicBoy not doing too much like that.
Yeah. Fuzzama, I have no idea what they were going for there. I can't tell if they were looking for a DP attempt, and that's why they kind of knee in that weird pattern of jumping up and air backdash debuting, but it kind of didn't really get much done. Couple of hits, not able to connect with the up chain there. Yeah, Fuzz, I think, is just weary of a burst coming in from MicBoy, so they're trying to route to handle that, but at this point, just take the burst. I'm scared.
Yeah, solid.
Well, okay, maybe now, I don't know. Alright.
There you go, block some Fuzz. Seem cool. Yeah, I guess they kind of fall out a little bit. And the JB. But
yeah, it's that situation there towards the end of it is kind of interesting to me, because the way how I see it is that if your opponent is going to spend burst in that situation and you have such an overwhelming life lead and neutral is going well for you in a set so far, you may as well just take the burst.
Yeah, I agree.
Just end your confirm. If they don't burst and they try to do some weird bait, well, you kill them. And if they burst, oh no, my opponent is losing neutral and now they don't have burst.
Nice conversion here from Fuzz. Nice 2.5k about. What, 8k?
He is him and Orange, Heroes, and one other person are the ones that get a lot of the fancy chain extensions, I feel. Can't cancel into nothing there. And remember, if Fuzzama enters stance, even including 2 and 4B, it's fuzzy jump on the black.
Oh, very nice. Into the tension.
Yeah, C follow up in order to invuln past the DP from MicBoy here. Should be able to kill off of this. Yeah, and that's going to be perfect for Fuzzama for the first round of the second game.
So putting us on a set point possibly already.
Yeah, it looks like Fuzz wants to just get out of here and move on to the losers semis.
I'll blame him. Nice convert here, putting Blue towards the corner. Okay. Overhead.
Yeah, MicBoy rolling in, but it just puts them in the corner here in this situation. Fuzz trying to chase a potential up back with JAs. They don't connect. They manage to zoom their way out of the corner here now suddenly. Fuzz with a small confirm, but at this point, any solid hit will get it done with overdrive.
100%.
Oh yeah, Fuzz trying to get a little tricky with the Jamaican, but gets caught out.
Fuzz still have a nice life lead. Don't try the 6A.
Yeah, not too big on the pressure right there from MicBoy. They pushed Fuzz out of home. That's gotta be some crazy active flow management right there.
Yeah,
to go for the 3C, then the crush trigger to build up the active flow, then the overdrive manages to trigger it, which lets him kill. That's really smart. Otherwise, he would not have had the meter to go for a super and actually kill in that situation.
Yeah,
so
no, Fuzz is great
like that in particular, yeah. Overall, very good awareness and super good routing on top of that. If you guys want to see more of this and you want to put a little bit extra cash, don't forget that there is an exclamation point Matcherino for usage over there. So you can definitely pop that in and get that done.
Let's see Kobe versus Don for winners finals. Very cool.
Well, this should be interesting.
Yeah, classic. I think Kobe usually takes these sets. You know, I think it could happen.
He's been winning overwhelmingly versus Don, as far as I can remember, recently. So I'm gonna be interested in seeing how that set ends up panning out.
Oh, next we have Ice versus Zai. I wonder if Ice is gonna go back to that Ragna or choose Mai or choose now.
Honestly, he might go to Rumi here.
Possibly. Usually goes. I think he goes Susanoo versus Zai, but going Ragna?
I've seen him go to Rumi on a couple of occasions.
Yo, the Ice Ragna cooking tonight. Mu versus Ragna is supposed to be slightly Mu favored, but maybe likes it. I can imagine him definitely liking it better than Susanoo. Ragna actually gets to move and has the pokes he needs. Has a DP, round start.
One of the other big things right here, just in any matchup, especially against Mu, is just the flat movement here. So let's see how Icecool decides to maneuver around Mu12. Ragna has pretty average in terms of movement. You know, it's definitely bolstered a lot by his buttons. So I'm curious to see how he'll approach this.
Nice knockdown. It's flat with the corner. Zai jumping out. Nice 6A.
I see the idea from Icecool in that situation, not really trying to commit, just waiting out to see some option from Zai, but in that situation it kind of just gave her free reign to move around, and then on top of that, right, it's not really exerting themselves very much.
Well from Ice there though.
Yeah, solid pressure sequence leading into opening them up with that.
Nice 3.2K, yep.
X-Hit is liable to kill with an overdrive backing it.
That was definitely not what you wanted. I don't know what that was from.
He just stared at Zai and she folded right before our very eyes. Oh my god, that's a good piece. Okay, there we go.
It was like 3, but Icecool takes it.
That was nearly gonna be unfortunate.
Yeah. Okay, one side's back off. Nice gets launched over the corner. Nice overdrive. Gets active flow.
Yeah, popping the EA there straight up. We've seen that as a recurring theme, right? His Zai is close to getting the first hit that takes someone to a corner. People are very prone to burst. Icecool instead popping EA, which is going to be way better for that OD management there.
Yeah, and let's see, Ice gets hit, gets her in the corner. It's only quick lasts. 6C? I definitely don't think Icecool wanted that.
Alright, goes for a basic wrap there. Going to leave Icecool at mid-screen, but the Oki off of this is insignificant, honestly. Icecool just gets the roll out for free there.
Yeah, the JC.
That was a very late hitting one, and you could tell Icecool's just trying to sniff out a DP from Zai still.
Yeah.
But playing around that a little too hard can result in you getting hit.
Yeah, you don't need to take that chance.
And again, right, Mu's DP is slow enough that you can't hit stop OS it. Now, Zai, of course, does have 100 meters, but removing the, meter from the equation right there is fine. Alright, Icecool going to die here, but it's not really going to be too bad. Burst gauges are even and available for both players.
Let's see what goes on around 3 here.
A whole lot of neutral, at least for the first 10 seconds.
Hey, gets a hit. Let's see. Gets tagged though. Gets TRM by Ice. This will be a nice chunk of damage for Ice.
Alright, burst or OD is likely to happen on this next hit. I just got a gut feeling on it.
Hey.
Call with a hunch that I'm completely incorrect on. Indeed.
Check on the throw.
Gets the 2B start again. Really good starter. At least in terms of its usage as a counter poke, I should say.
Yeah. Okay, so the laser beams. What's the 6B?
That's all right. Still gets to play through the neutral here. That is okay. That Q360 was very, very risky.
Hey, I do feel like Zai is overscaling Ice every time he tries to go for like a air button.
Icecool trying to be a little cheeky with it, going for that like really deep 5B in order to check for like perhaps a backdash or a different option from Zai, but they just OD and click 5B and get their kill.
Yeah, that was just the first game. It felt like a lot longer.
I mean, it had a lot of long sections, right? We're seeing both players try to take neutral very calmly at the beginning, and then eventually things seem to kind of ramp up at around like that 15-second marker.
Yeah. Okay, so let's see what changes we're going into. Round start! Nice daggers from Ice here, right? Ice pretty good at Raiden special. Okay, hop overdrive.
Pretty good here so far. Want to use that overdrive just as a kind of a turret defense there. Oh, that's a lot of damage. Or at least it would have been if the corner carry was met. But 2.7 for a fatal counter, I won't lie, that's a steal at the market. Wow, I'm surprised I didn't realize that the crouching animation from Mu would still go under like an air dash JC.
Oh, very nice. And Zion, at that point, about to take it right, possibly.
Yeah, looking pretty good here.
The 6A just does it again, it works.
If at first it doesn't succeed, man.
Yeah. Nice to see you get the Icecool.
Could be the start for Icecool here.
They're starting a very long road.
Burst gauge just filled up for Zion. Let's see what it gets spent for here. No IBs to speak of. Oh, IBs. There it is.
Hey, yeah,
DPRC in response to an overdrive. That is awfully expensive. Couple hits connects here. Zai gets the zone and switch sides here in this situation. Yeah, Zai's trying to play around that like nightmare edge, you know, the delay landing right there with like the 6A. You can see how they're just kind of backing up there, but
counter hit
confirmed. Oh my god,
that was hype.
That was really cool. But so what I was saying is that when you walk back in that situation, it kind of telegraphs your intent. Like it makes it very clear what you're trying to do, and you can see Icecool just kind of like waiting on the 6A to come out so that they can just like immediately press nightmare edge.
Yeah, the counter, let's go. It's be a lot of point to carry.
That combo nearly dropped early because of the Stein. I at least managed to get the knockdown. That's another DP whiff, but a very minimal punish on it, honestly. Icecool is not really getting punished nearly as hard as he could off of this. Zai really desperate to win with the burst right there. Doesn't necessarily need to go for it. The throw comes in from Icecool. The burst is going to be available for him quite soon here, and it could very well be the equalizer. Carnage Scissors, no! Doesn't do it in response. That definitely would have beat out the laser super right there from Zai.
Yeah. Okay, nice. Get habit DC with no confirm because of 260B.
Lasers at least stop Ragnar from finishing their confirm right there. But there's the counter hit into the OD.
Nice.
Alright, this is going to be a ton of health back here so far for Icecool. Oh, they had to go for a cheeky cross under there! Goes for the Carnage Scissors and gets the kill on Zai.
Let's go.
My friends, this is why you don't go for these like momentum bursts. Yeah, please don't do that in those situations. You have a whole life lead. It's okay.
You have a whole life lead. You have a whole life lead ahead of you.
Click IBB, click OD, and watch as the Ragnar player just kind of stands there, forced to either DP 2A or just sit.
Yeah, absolutely.
This brings us now to match point here for both players.
Ice with his Ragnar of all characters. Very cool.
I mean, yeah. Alright. Trying to mash after blocking 2-3-6D, not really advisable there.
Yeah, absolutely not.
Alright. Zai at least playing around the Steins, right? Just kind of letting them do the work as she escapes the corner here.
Yep. Okay. 60 whiff gets the burst at Icecool. Both sides lacking the burst now.
Couple of quick hits. However, getting the burst out of Icecool there is super pivotal. I mean, we only saw last round, right, on like how that went for Icecool when you had the overdrive available to close.
Hey, I guess the drones to air change momentum, but gets hit by Icecool. This could be death.
Yes, it's definitely death. That would what? It doesn't go for the RC super there. Well, that's a crush trigger.
Yep.
Oh my!
Yo,
The Stein's comboed.
Point now.
What?
Rebel 2. Action.
Why did the Stein's combo full screen?
I don't know.
Jesus Christ!
Things are occurring.
That is so much. Oh my goodness! Confirming off the Stein shot with the 2B here. This is going to lead into solid Oki here for Zai. 2 Stein set. Yeah, no, okay, goes for the double Stein set again. Gets the check for the burst, but doesn't do much for the confirm. That is awkward. Icecool manages to get a hit, has overdrive available. We've seen him come back from pretty much these circumstances. You tried to meaty Gauntlet Hate. You know what? There are so many actions happening. Air Gauntlet Hades once again connecting with Zai.
Zai getting another hit. Keeping your distance.
Icecool jailed, but didn't even bother with the barrier in these situations, just using their movement to get in. TK Bloodsight is going to prevent any Stein activations here.
I takes it over ice.
Yeah. The last minute overdrive available to them. And again, my friends, system mechanics. There's a reason why people rant about them so much.
Very, very important.
And frankly, for a sub, that's a very great showing from Icecool right there on the
absolutely.
Ragnar.
That was no mean feat.
Yeah. Good stuff to them there. So that will now leave us with our losers semis and winners finals match set up here for us today. We have Fuzzama versus Icecool, and then Dawn versus KILLAKOB3S on the winner side.
Very nice.
All right, now go over a couple little things we got so far before we get into our little top 4 action here. First of all, make sure to hit the exclamation point Maturino. Throw a little bit in there for the pot. I know combo breakers coming up. Some people are saving up and all that jazz, but have no fear. The codes are still here. You can always pop in a little bit of money in there for free. We do appreciate it a ton. That being said, just kind of moving on with some of the events that we've got going on in chronological order. I'm going to speed run a little bit. Our BBCF Weekly is going to be happening next Monday, so that will be on the 22nd. That will be your last chance for a BBBO bracket before Combo Breaker, so definitely pop in for that if you want a little bit more last-minute practice. Plus, our bracket is weekly now. Our next one is going to be tomorrow on May 16th, and this will be on at 8 p.m. Eastern. Our next offline monthly, next offline monthly is on May 20th. The usual games: Exer and Strive, CF, MBTL, BlazBlue versus, and of course KOF. And coming up in June, on June 10th, we're going to have Meter Management. This is a New England Smash and FGC regional brought to you guys by us at BostonBlueBeat and Bay State B-Town. We'll be running Street Fighter 6, Strive, and Smash Brothers Ultimate Singles and Squads. You can join us on June 10th at Uptime Academy in Hanover, Massachusetts for a lot of games and fun. You can register at start.gg/meter. And the month after that, we have our summertime regional beach episode. We are back for beach episode rerun. You can join us in Boston on July 15th for a weekend of games, beaches, and plenty of fun. Don't forget, the day before we got our weekly, and then on July 16th we'll be heading to the beach. We have too many games to count. We have all major gear games except for Overture, MBAC, CF, and MBTL, Them's Fighting Herds, Sailor Moon S, and a lot more. So definitely be sure to come down if you guys want to enjoy some good old fighting games.
I see Dawn in the room. I guess we're running winners finals.
Yeah, so we'll just be waiting on KILLAKOB3S right here.
Hey. Relius, I already said all I have to say about him. Bang, kind of a common rider reference in BlazBlue. A very explosive ninja in many senses of the word.
Yeah, I mean, you've got this kind of dynamic where you have this very risk-averse character with really long extended pressure sequences versus Bang, right, who is this ninja character who has a lot of this crazy movement, pretty solid mix-ups accompanying him as well, right? So one thing that I'm very curious to see how things will pan out is, of course, the neutral and Kobe's defense. I have not seen their very last set, so I'm not too sure how things will kind of like, you know, pan out, but I'm really curious to see how Kobe's defense ends up pairing, especially against, you know, a character like Relius, who really gets to threaten throw quite a lot, like using the doll, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And also, the dolls like having command throw is pretty useful as well.
Yeah. So there's a lot of utility that Relius has available, and this goes without talking about, you know, just the natural space coverage that Relius has in general.
Hey, both characters also not lacking damage. Relius, average, slightly above average, though it is contested. Bang, doing explosive damage.
Yeah, bang off certain hits and overdrive just gets to blow you up.
Just to kill you, just gets to murder you.
Relius is a bit more of a slow burn unless you have max resources.
First it goes to Kobe, he's coming down to the corner, getting the burst out of him. Getting hit by the 6C because the floor is lava. The 5C hits, let's go.
Nail usage is looking fine for this game state right here for Kobe. All it takes is just one. Oh, counter hit will do it.
I don't know if I want to match where you're trying to do something else. Sometimes try to instant block a block something in the game says no.
Genuinely, I'm not too sure.
But round one going very quickly to Kobe. Bang with pretty slow pressure. Nice smash out. X off, lets Ignis do the work. And Kobe accidentally back for the 2 and 4 see a nice starter for Relius.
Alright, hard knockdown here, going for the 2 and 4C. Empty jump low.
Okay, have to do something.
Alright, 60 coming out here from Kobe.
Also, he gets mashing out. Gets the poison nail. Yep.
Counter assault not only stops the pressure there in that situation, but also gets rid of the poison because it's a hit on Bang.
Yeah. Almost converts off that counter hit on Valkyries.
Yeah, that was weird, the first part of 2 and 4C hit, but none of the rest of it. Dawn's out of Ignis Gauge, not going to be able to continue off there, but you still mash. Alright, Ignis is down, and Dawn does not want to spend overdrive just to bring her back.
Okay, nice hit. Can't get the burst out of Dawn.
I like the 6A usage right here from KILLAKOB3S. I think he's been doing it off of like kind of the 2As a lot. You see Bang kind of like rise up a little bit with his leg, and I think that's been doing a really good job of blocking Dawn, possibly fuzzy guarding, like, and checking for 5C. Yeah, we got the full screen dual bios, but
Bang in negative state.
Wow,
gets the command throw and takes the first game. That was a nail biter though, so that was pretty close.
That was a really fast negative penalty right there. That's like the fastest I've ever seen it, to be honest.
Bang, not normally a character I associate with that state of debuff.
Yeah, I don't blame Kobe for going for that strategy whatsoever, though, right? Full screen BIOS really isn't that threatening at all. I think a lot of people will panic against it, but in reality, if you just back off and find space to just jump over it, you're kind of fine. Like,
in the trade,
even if Relius tries to do something, you just heck a throw. You get
the boopy. Nice. We get in the corner, get some seals.
Alright, bumper set up right in the front. You know what this means? Bumper cancel time.
Yep.
Good blocking so far. Dawn at the very least manages to get Kobe to use all of the bumpers, but comes at the cost of nearly dying.
Yeah. Flashy counter hit, no conversion though. I think guys are going for a throw.
That looked like command grab startup. Yeah.
Somewhat, yeah.
Let's regen off of the reversal super situation here now. 2D connects up with Bang twice.
Worst.
Tries to go for the bios, but Bang has so many like air movement options. Yeah, clever use of bumper to just get out of there, but they spend all of their nails. Now in this situation,
Kobe taking the round. That was a pretty close one though.
Yeah, I think Dawn had a little bit of nerves right there, so they kept trying to move in situations. Kobe just walked into with a 5B.
Nice convert. Gets the burst out of Dawn pretty early on. Gets violated by Valkyrie for no conversion, unfortunately.
Yeah, I'm not too sure about the burst from Dawn.
Yo, the explosion! Barely winged on. That was so unfortunate. The 5C.
I'm just
What is
happy
Kobe
to see.
doing?
He's trying to be a little bit, but I'm just happy to see that he's using explosion more often due to it being just so incredibly safe. Yeah, he's trying to do something.
He's trying to. Yeah, I don't know what the goal is, but there's a time, place to me, and this is not it.
BB ends up connecting once again on Kobe.
Okay, nice awareness for Don.
He just comes out, and I just don't know why. I don't know any situation in which you would want to teleport when you proc a guard point on Ignis. Aurelius is still free to act whenever, so you can just get counter it for free, even more likely than usual right now.
I agree.
Explosion is at least better, because I don't even think, even if like Ignis body blocks, Aurelius is gonna be able to do like all that.
Not much of anything actually.
Yeah.
You see, with Rossi 3C neutral, sometimes it's situationally good. Okay, gets some conversion. Drops it. Rarity for Dawn.
Yeah, a couple of awkward hits right here, not really fully converting in
The
action.
burst out of Dawn.
I mean, Dawn's been using that off cooldown at this point. That's not an MMO rotation, I swear, but sometimes it looks like it. Counter at 2A.
Bang,
Trying to look really hard for the burst, but then gives up advantage in the situation here. Now you have to deal with a Bang that still has overdrive available.
What is Kobe doing here?
There's a lot of action happening. I can't tell.
Dawn has near for dual bios and gets tagged by the 3C. That was so close. Kobe almost got like boned by Val 2, so that would have been death.
Yeah. So quick comment right there. The strategy in that situation, get rid of Bang's burst. Bang ran out of nails like immediately afterwards. What in the world is Bang gonna do with neutral to you if you're Aurelius and he has no nails?
Not much. Die mostly.
Like, what are you gonna do? Oh no, I blocked a 3-6D, and now Bang has done. Okay, well now we have a
connection was lost. Looks like it was on Kobe's end though.
Yeah, it looked like Kobe ended up getting booted out the lobby. That's okay.
It happens. PC port.
That is all good. We still have the match score because yes, indeed, we do be streaming.
Yep, 2-0 right now.
Yeah. But in all seriousness, though, right? Like in that situation, like you can just take the burst from Bang because you don't want to deal with Bang having the ability to like turn the tide and suddenly
pop
do,
overdrive.
Like there is
Fuzzama is far and away, I think, one of the best robbery tools in the game.
Yes. So in that situation, right? Like you really just gotta like just take away the resource, and it's fine if you have to play out the neutral. Like Aurelius versus Bang is not necessarily like the worst situation ever.
No,
definitely a lot of scrambles in the set so far, but like, you know,
yeah, for sure, for sure.
But
Kobe's back.
I like to think of. Yeah, we are getting right back into it here for winners finals over at our BostonBlueBeat online weekly number 10.
Wow.
Yeah, dude.
No,
crazy we got all those. Dang, that was 2 games? Oh
yeah,
my
that was
God.
3 games. Both players are
Jesus
pretty
Christ.
explosive, and they tend to go back and forth like that often.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, Don also just kind of getting hit in some big situations.
Yeah,
Not that he's
unfortunately.
also like doing like especially poorly or anything,
No.
right? Like,
Hey, nice. Gets hit. No conversion. Nice back to Kobe. Gets the command throw.
there's just a lot of habits that are like not even necessarily getting exploited entirely, but like they're just getting like solidly responded to, and it's just been difficult for Don to like.
He really wants to burst out of Dawn, though.
Yeah, at this point doesn't really need it, right? Oh, I don't even know when he slipped in that explosion.
I don't know if that was a good burst. I don't know if I agree with that burst. I think
That's-
really don't actually. Okay, Kobe on set point already.
Yeah. Early burst from both players. Luckily, it works out for Kobe in this situation here. Putting themselves at set point.
Getting poisoned, getting some seals now.
It'll be about 3. Oh no.
Gets
Okay.
the web nail.
Alright. Don's turn gets started here, but unable to really start mounting their offense. Spin 60 will at least rip Kobe for a moment here.
Nice box from Kobe.
Ignis gauge is low, probably gonna see a D-summon in a moment. There it is, but no challenge from Kobe.
Throw a check miss. And yeah, Dog Gauge is building right back up.
We gotta deal with it all over again.
And it gets thrown again. Throw counter. I don't think he can kill. He can't kill at this, but he can put him in his dual bio situation.
Yeah, this is just like guess for game. Oh, goes for the hard to block.
Oh wow,
You
that was
don't see
nice.
that setup like occur nearly as often these days. Like surprisingly.
Yeah. It was more. I think more common in CF1, but people use it now.
Back G2 and 4P.
Oh, someone's weakness. Nice conversion here. Seals with full damage.
First available for Dawn. Are we going to see it on the next
Ash
hit?
is out on the 5C.
Okay.
Okay, Don pops overdrive to redeem biggest gauge off this. Not a lot of damage, but get something.
Gets to mount their offense continuously there, forces the counter assault at least comes out from Kobe. This is really good for Dawn. Now at this point, this is a get the game scenario. Dual bio so hard to block.
Nice.
Not sure on the timing, honestly, there. Like that was a bit of it. That was a decent sized gap between the 2B and the 1 over like 2 and 4D.
I agree. What about that reverse back? Bang with OD. Yeah, pops. Oh, this could be death actually.
You are probably dead. This is active. Meter though.
Yeah, this won't quite do it, but it was a lot of damage. 5K.
Yeah. The passive meter game from Kobe's side wasn't quite enough there. You know what? I ain't got anything to say there.
Yeah. Dude, I'll be right back. Give me like a moment.
Do your thing. What in Christ's name? Okay, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I don't even want to be mean, but like, double 236D and you just get throw counter? Like, that's awkward, dude. That's really awkward. I don't know what to say to that, quite frankly. Rather unfortunate. Thor ends up punishing the 2D recovery right there. Kobe has a big tendency to opt for that in terms of either opponent's landing or like kind of in response to like a DP or like ODRPS. J4B ends up connecting. Early burst from Kobe ending up proving successful at least in the short term right now. 2, no 3, no almost 4 seals. Oh, right, I forgot. That's one of the big things that Kobe likes to do. He'll use the teleport against projectiles in order to put himself a lot closer to his opponent. Okay, connects here. That's going for JC. Alright, just a standard knockdown right here. These things refuses to really hit. And honestly, don't blame him too much. Throw ends up connecting again, however. Kobe not really getting any of his text. I'm gonna assume that that was Don dropping lethal Kato input, and that includes D, and he just randomly summoned Dawn. There comes the JA from Dawn right there. You'll see him often use it in those situations where, like, he's kind of unsure, and so it just comes out there. I wouldn't call it a panic in that situation, but, you know, bordering on that. Good hits coming in right here. Bumper pressure is established. Good blocks by Dawn, honestly, right there. Blocking a lot of these overheads. Alright, don't forget, on flow pressure, you can just mash. Alright, there goes the mash actually right there on the react. JD connects from a bit far right there. You see proceed into 5C, and then you try to 5D, which you burst out of. There's a lot of very interesting decisions. I'm assuming that was an accidental 6B from Dawn right there. Really delayed air dash catches KILLAKOB3S, however. And now this is going to be a tough situation. Dawn's not going to have enough meter to go for a dual bio setup here. Yeah, he's been going for that high-low, and that does actually give him the room to just jump the command grab super right there for KILLAKOB3. 3C into bios. It's time to guess for game, and my friend, you are mashing just a little too much. There it is, Dawn managing to take yet another game, and we are up here for 2. We are up here at 2-2 right now. To explain Bang Seals real quick, Bang Seals give his overdrive a unique property for each specific seal. So 2D seal does something different than 5D seal, so on and so forth. If Bang has all 5 seals, he gains access to that reversal command grab super there, the teleporting one that we saw just now, and all of his drives deal, I believe, 20% extra damage. So, Those are kind of like the main things for Bang's drive right there. Some of the overdrive properties are like you can block. It's like you block while dashing or in the air, something along those lines. Your dashes become teleports, so on and so forth. You can look all those up on the Dustin.
I am back, and whoa, this has gone out of control.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I was not expecting it to become 2-2, but here we are on what could very well be the lead into a reverse 3-0 here by Dawn.
Absolutely.
2-4B ender right there. Kobe forced to block the 2-4C here. This is gonna be a setup in the BIOS. It's time to guess for round again, baby.
Yeah, guessing is the name of the game with BIOS. Dawn getting the hit. Can't kill off this, but Kobe's 100-meter.
Yeah, spending a lot of the Ignis gauge in that situation, so just kind of unable to really get.
Nice catch on the purple throw. And the 2C trade, yeah, very fast, lots of head and ball, with damage on output.
Rebel 2. Action.
Alright, things are looking decent so far. That spin, given that Bang was in the air, he's doing a bit. He's doing a lot right there. Yeah, like Dawn tends to go for that with like the 60 to cover himself, but you know, Bang was in the air and it looks like he just didn't recognize that situation. So he just got caught up in the recovery afterwards. That's a lot of Ignis gauge spent trying to go for a TRM. Much respect for that.
Nice. Okay, backdash works out. Explosion. The 60 level layer working out. The dual BIOS, let's go. Dawn wants Kobe to perform and Dawn wants Kobe to be pressure. Nice mix up there from Dawn.
Goes to the same side right there. Going to knock Kobe down into the corner, but the Ignis gauge is low as hell. I wonder if those throw techs additionally are just kind of ways of like trying to dismiss Ignis like a little bit safer.
Yeah, possibly.
I'm not too sure.
Nice match up from Dawn there. Puts, I guess this is side swap round. And yeah, last round of the set.
All right, this is set point for both players.
Rebel
This will determine who gets to march on in winner's side of Grands and put themselves in the top 2, or who goes down to potentially the top 3 balls.
Hey, Dawn burst early.
No burst for the rest of the set here. KILLAKOB3S still sitting very pretty with a healthy full burst gauge. That overdrive is very much so possible, and we've seen it as a game changer.
Actually, roll, but no conversion, unfortunately. Very rare for Kobe.
No count's starting to get a bit low, but Dawn's not gonna.
Catch the backdash. This could be it.
This is very much so. This is a guess for game. Let's see what Dawn's got in this situation.
How about the umbrella?
How much?
I don't think Dawn. That was weird.
He tried to E-tech, got caught by the umbrella, and then I don't know how exactly he actually got floated up there, but that is going to be it. That is indeed 3 games for Kobe, barely avoiding the reverse 3-0.
Kobe, sometimes Kobe really is him.
I wouldn't give him that. That was dicey.
That was dicey, but
that got very
sometimes.
dicey.
I'm not saying it was this time. I'm just saying sometimes.
No, definitely for sure. Like he's legit, right? Like there's no mistaking it. Like, but that was close. But luckily enough, or not even luckily, really, Kobe definitely just held on to, I think, a better mindset throughout that round and had a better game plan going into it than Dawn. And that was very crucial for him taking that set over him.
Let us see. It is going to be Zai against.
This will be Zai versus Fuzzama, if I remember correctly.
Okay, a classic match. They played a couple times.
Yeah, they've played a couple of times. It's been pretty back and forth, as I understand.
Yeah, played. Like Blue versus Fuzzama is pretty close to even. I feel like Blue has the tools to annoy Fuzzama as much as he can annoy her. He has the air buttons to compete with him. She has damage. She has a pretty solid defensive option, array of defensive options. Good movement.
All right. Well, with that all being said, we're definitely good to go whenever these players are ready. So feel free to mash that entry button. Let's get this going.
Please select your character.
Fuzz, Zai.
I mean, both players that you would expect to see, frankly, in like meet each other in like more of a top 3 kind of situation. You know, the losers finals. But loser semis ain't so bad, I'll be honest.
Not
This is
really.
still gonna be very close though, right?
This bracket was small, but it was very stacked.
Yes.
Fuzzama.
Got a decent amount of people.
I mean, on the smaller side, compared to what I've seen in the past, but very, very stacked.
Yeah, for sure. It's kind of one of those things, right, where like a lot of the BlazBlue brackets, especially online these days, can end up being very condensed, where like, you know, you got a solid mix of new players and like players that are leveling up, but you still get this like solid like stack of like 5 to 6 like really good players in the mix there.
Yeah, it's going to make this the top 8s. But there is plenty of variance, thankfully.
For sure.
そんなに睨まないでくださいよ。
村久保ユニット起動
All right, that being said, we've got our loser semis match. Whoever loses this, straight up out of the bracket. They don't get a shot at Dawn, and they don't get a potential shot at Toby.
Okay, so I get back strategy. Nice throw attack.
Oh, that, I am surprised that stance B follow-up is auto-corrected in the wrong direction.
Okay, get patience and Fuzz gets tagged. And not much damage though. It gets the chain on Zai. It's not quite doing anything.
It gets a 6-6A, and I can't tell if that was meant to be a microdash 5A or not.
Okay, nice anti there, right? That's one of some Fuzz.
I would say Fuzz is like kind of one of the few Hazamas that I see successfully like actually 2C anti-air like incredibly consistently. This is definitely overdrive. Follow-up ends up missing though. This is gonna be dicey. This gives Zai one chance. Oh.
Bro, that should be dead.
The irony is palpable.
Yes.
She tried to bait the burst and then loses to the overdrive.
I mean, yo, OD, a resource that Fuzz is great at using. And Zama as a character is great at utilizing.
I mean, that's kind of the thing too, right? Like, Fuzz is definitely the type that leans a lot more on using the overdrive, so baiting the burst there doesn't quite click to me. Alright, playing the tower defense here, but Fuzz just kind of jumps up in barriers. They don't really need to do much here.
Get sniped by the laser.
Trying to go for the throw mix up there in order to keep themselves involved during the animation. That is
Okay, nice confirm here for Zai. Damage up too.
SOD OP here, forced to E-Tech in this situation. Good recognition of the spacing to block the 6B, but still getting opened up right here. Barrier gauge was low, but not going to be able to kill off of this hit quite yet. They need to just take more damage here. This is going to be Fuzz like barely alive.
Yeah, Magic Pixel.
Yeah, barely alive in this situation here. But still, the OP situation is
Oh,
unfathomably good for Zai. Alright, could we see a wrap right there? No. The delayed momentum by the Steinset J2C. It's a classic Moon movement right there. Fuzz might want to start going for maybe like either a 2D chain. Oh, yeah. Fuzz might want to go for like either like a 2D, a 4D, or just honestly jump up and like super jump throw if they really want to call it like momentum stuff. Or just chain and zip themselves out of that situation.
Yeah, sometimes the best anti-air is not being there.
Yeah. I like the patience from Fuzzama right there. They're still going in with the chain, but they're respecting the 6A quite a bit.
That's good version
I'm not gonna be able to. Oh, okay, never mind. It's still thinking this next one. Interesting.
Nice match by Zai.
IADJC from Fuzz, probably looking for an air-to-air right there, but instead they're gonna be met with an anti-air.
Wow.
That's a big call out too, because that's on the guard point frame, so you can't RC that. Tilde air dash right there for the overhead. With OD, this is most definitely fun.
Yeah, okay. Yep. There's a big super and the other super.
Yep.
Easy kill. Easy like 5K. But one.
Bro, that really does do so much damage. That was like 1.2k minimum.
Yeah.
That's absurd.
Moo hurts.
Moo hurts. Then she pops OD and slaps you more. It is not a fun time.
Lives up to her name of the God Slayer.
Pretty much.
一体何なんですか？
They're doing the game too.
手加減できません The wheel of fate is turning. Rebel 1. Action.
A couple of chains end up working successfully for Fuzzama early, getting him a good counter hit. But the chain extension doesn't work, but the air TRM certainly does until it drops OD on the 5C.
Hopefully gets another one. Full drive.
This is such a...
Yeah, that's right. That should be that.
That is an incredibly strange set of situations that just happened. That is like, I don't know how to put that into words.
Things just occurred.
That's an apt way of describing it. Kind of J2C ends up connecting. Zai's got plenty of like tools on like move 12 to like interact with Fuzzama when like both are in there.
Drone canceling to make things ambiguous.
Yeah, pretty much.
A lot of little hits, but they're adding up.
Who cares about the damage when the OP behind them is so good off the huge knockdown?
That was really cool. I kind of like juggled them.
Yeah, pretty dope there. Not gonna be able to kill with the super in this situation.
That seemed pretty ambiguous actually. I did not see that coming.
That was hard to tell, yeah. Side swap doesn't initially connect, but it's the two base.
Question for you though. If you had to play, if you had to play one of them or the most, who would you play? That's a good choice.
I just don't. I'm not equipped for Zelda.
I feel that. And nice crush trigger, nice block for crush trigger. Really,
yeah, one thing that's super cool about like crush trigger from New 12 in particular is that she can play around Stein with it. So she can pop a crush trigger, time a Stein shot, and then beat plus on that. And then she still gets to like take her turn while dealing significant barrier damage.
Yeah, absolutely. And she also could make that, I believe, happen either uncharged crush trigger mid screen, have like Stein shot for Demon there.
Something like that. This is death, by the way, right here.
That's a set.
Yeah, and that is 2-0 for Zai. They're going to move on into loser semis and get to fight against Dawn.
Losers finals.
Right, losers finals. It's even more crazy. Jesus.
Right?
So this will determine who ends up fighting against KILLAKOB3. Our top 3 is indeed set. We've got Kobe guaranteed a top 2 spot, and we'll see how it goes with Dawn and Zai. One of these guys has to get a top 3. One of these guys is set for 3rd place, and the question is just who it's going to be. Let's see. But yeah, I'm curious to see how this set will pan out.
And these two go back and forth. Pretty even on set so far. I think Zai's been winning a little more lately.
Please
I could be
select your
correct.
character. Relius Clover. Mew 12.
All right, we've got our losers final set here. A matchup that we haven't seen like as often these days, like strangely enough.
Yeah, Dawn took a bit of a hiatus.
Yeah, and then like, you know, these two didn't really end up finding themselves in these situations, right? Like this is just kind of interesting here.
The wheel of fate is turning. Rebel 1. Action.
Taking an early lead, getting a hit off the fish conversion and putting Dawn in the corner. Going that be low, but gets blocked. Nice use of a 2 and 4B to stall momentum and get a dive position and dive. Tries to mash against the lead lane, but unfortunately not timed quite correctly. Nice burn here. I'll put that in the corner. Yeah, Moody P actually very helpful in this matchup.
Oh, sure. All right. Dog gauge is pretty low and disabled. A couple of scrambles, all leading into Zai's hits right here so far.
What's the 6C at this one?
Oh, man. Okay, this is gonna be a bit dicey from here. Burst comes out from Zai right now. Alright. Oh, you really went for the burst against the zoner. Okay. This
Yeah, do a bios.
gonna be interesting. But
And got the gear.
the 2-2C really still worked in that situation there. That
Barely,
is, that's interesting, I'm not gonna lie. But, I mean, either way, Don manages to skate by right here in this set.
You guys trying to change, cash out the corner.
Alright, good starter so far. Overhead is blocked.
Get out of the corner.
And again, I'm just shocked. I feel like Dawn manages to get away with so many D-summons. Players like just do not challenge the D-summons for some reason. And that's like that's like the critical thing in the Relius matchup. Like, you look at the gauge, oh, it's at about 30%. He's probably going to D-summon. I will now mash here where it is more likely to be effective.
Yes.
But yeah, that is just, it's a really important thing for like forcing out like either the Relius to use more of the doll as a stagger tool or to D-summon like in different spots and give you like a fighting chance. But either way right now.
Nice confirmation from Zai. That's the open setup.
Yeah, ain't no wifey to protect Relius right now. He's got to do this all on his
The
own.
late EA works.
Yeah, expecting the kind of like respect from Zai and then just popping it a little bit later.
Nice use of Itachi.
Nice use, yeah, Tachi to like switch sides right there. Better position, and the Stein ends up hitting crossing up Don, I believe.
Yeah.
Brief stagger works relatively favorably right here.
Guess puts that Don. Don was not one aim against mouse opponent's side.
Counter assault comes out from Don. TD ended up actually connecting, but not maybe in the way that he wanted it to.
Alright, throw it to escape.
Alright. The situation's going to be a bit rough for Don. He has to delay this pressure just enough for Ignis to come back. No response after the 6C. I think Zai just didn't realize that Ignis was, like, the Ignis gauge was so low. There's no way that, like, Don is going to special cancel there.
Get the throw counter.
Alright. Not going to be able to kill off of this confirm here, but this is a bio situation. It's time to guess for game.
Hey, and Zai survives it, but gets hit by the 2-4B.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, they are getting caught on just a little bit of movement like options on these like last situations here. You know, we saw the 2-2C connect, for example, off the BIOS, and now we're seeing the 2-4B catch the instant air backdash.
The wheel of fate is turning. Rebel 1. Action.
Okay, very fast-paced round start here.
Relatively neutral at the very least. Alright. That's both players honestly have just gotten a couple of like blowback hits, but nothing substantial up until now. Wow, 5C whiffs. That is close. Alright, probably gonna be forced to either, yeah, there's no way he can even go for a recon route. That's a couple of awkward like buttons thrown out from Don.
Nice hit from Zai. Yeah. About 4K.
Ignis is out of the way, and this is looking a bit awkward. There it is again. Half that barrier gauge is now gone.
That was a
Just
weird
keep that in
move.
mind.
That move, like puts Zai behind her opponent. Nice tech from Don.
Ignis is now gone for a moment. ODs, but that was during an activation. The EA just is not working out on you. Yeah, I'm surprised they went for EA too, because normally they're very good about just clicking 6A.
Yeah. Hey, don't take me around. But... Actually, jump out with the Tour Boom.
A couple of Steins are set right here. Don defending a fuzzy jump, but getting jailed in here. Late reaction to the IAD. Alright, double overhead.
Yeah, the RT2B.
Alright, this round is looking very good for Zai right now. Pretty much this is just like the last interaction they need to go successfully. Even if Don managed to break out. That's quite the hill to climb. Reversal super on the 6C activation, okay. Full Ignis Gauge available, going to get the summon off of the 2-4A here. Counterassault dismisses Ignis, and now Dawn has to just kind of sit there and bide his time to get Ignis back out on the field.
His eyes thinking basically, yeah. Who wants to like run from Elias, frustrate him with their like move up, the way options, ability to beams, all of that.
Yeah. And the big thing too is that, especially with hits like 2-360, just tagging Relius is gonna get rid of Ignis. And yeah, Ignis normally will be able to body block, right? With stuff like normally she can just body block projectiles, but yeah, but you know, just 2-360 still is gonna go on, which is going to lead to Relius potentially getting tagged, despite that like situation normally just like being quite simple. That's a lot of Ignis Gauge spent at full screen.
Attack on the purple throw.
Yeah, Dawn spent a lot of Ignis Gauge for not much reward, and now suddenly they're okay.
JC defensively quite effective. That's the carousel at Dawn.
Alright. And this is suddenly a pretty advantageous situation for Dawn right now. Gets their hard knockdown. Ignis still on the field. That gauge is looking quite low. She's gonna get depleted naturally there. Dawn's gonna have to pop OD in order to recover her last minute. Back on the field now, relatively full, but that's a lot of the Ignis Gauge spent, sending her far away from Zai.
And so he needed to capitalize with.
Not quite going to be enough to kill in this situation here, but this is going to be my last touch. OD available for Dawn. Let's see how he decides to use it, if at all. Looking for that mix-up opportunity. Doesn't want to show his hand too early. There it is, but it's on 2A pressure. Counter assault is baited.
Very nice job, Zai, bringing it back.
Yeah, this is looking... This is interesting to me, right? Because this is yet another situation, right, where we're, like, seeing that, like, okay, like... This is one of those situations where it feels like it was very in favor of one player at first, and suddenly this is now relatively, like, even.
Even, yeah. Momentum shifting back and forth. I like the theory. Pops OD to keeping us alive.
There goes the logger here.
Trying
to go from behind. Yeah, not quite there on the timing.
Nice catch. Back dashes, but tries to beat her. I feel like Zai is moving here for the most part.
In some respects, I'll explain like how I feel about it in a moment. So yeah, there's like a problem here though, in that like they don't want to commit to super jumping forward, so they keep trying to like IAD back, or they'll like just kind of jump back, and this leads to Dawn having more opportunities for either wheel 2-2C or even 2-1-4B to be effective, which is why you see like sometimes like Zai gets caught for that like low to the ground movement right there. Jesus Christ, Ignis is already down. Wow, I didn't even expect that.
Dawn letting her die a little too early.
Yeah, Dawn will spend Ignis Gauge a lot early, but it's rare for situations for her to get like entirely depleted, especially when he's on like offense.
Yeah.
Normally it'll be like in neutral interactions where he'll spend Ignis like a lot, and then like tries to get a hit and converts with meter or OD to like protect the Ignis Gauge. But right there, like kind of off of a couple of weird interactions, Zai ends up taking the round.
Pretty handily. It backs off. Hits Dawn with the fish. Yes, it'll go ahead and run her game. Yeah, Dawn's everyone loves Valanto. It is a neutral combo tool. It does a lot of things.
Pops OD, but Zai is A-okay with just continuing to mash, and I'm not gonna lie, I do not blame her. Things are looking very good for her. This is a guess for game situation here. Low 2B ends up connecting, and this is going to be Zai punching her ticket into potentially the last game here of Losers Finals.
Yep, it is currently 2-1 in Zai's favor over Dawn. See what changes he can make in this possible last game.
right. Right now, suddenly, kind of as of the last two games, especially, a lot of interactions in neutral have started to swing very heavily in front of Zai's favor. So we're finding a lot of situations where Dawn like kind of gets started. That's just rough. I don't know how else to describe that. That was just funny. Okay, anti-jump low, TD.
For Dawn. Puts in the corner. That's not too low.
Yeah, Dawn wants to cover a lot more of the options right there. Ignis gets dismissed with the throw tech in this situation here.
Yeah, there's really combo off that. Nice 2C. Interesting trades here.
Oh my god, the 2-360 ends up just keeping Zai like grounded. And dual bios doesn't really get much done.
Yeah.
There's just a couple of these situations where it feels like,
okay,
this is fine. Yeah, this like makes sense.
Maybe, well, thought I burst out. I don't know.
I doubt it.
Yeah, burst out.
Okay, that's pretty funny. He could have killed off of that if he just did like. I feel like he could have killed if he did like logger 2 and 4B at the right time, but
yeah,
it's okay. You do a little bit of goofing.
Yeah, I'm having fun. Hey, box. Could be B.
Alright, spins out of the 6B.
Sounds like the overhead.
It's going to be a decent amount of the Ignis gauge built up, so we're probably going to see a D summon come up if Ignis does not dismiss her herself.
Okay, oh, you said the J. I think I thought the game led by half, so that was a throw counter.
Yeah, I think so. It's a little bit hard to tell, I won't lie. A couple of Steins set up. Zai really just wanting to set up the turret.
I can see the frames, Guido. I can see the frames.
Perhaps.
Hey, nice confirm here from, yeah, her throw combos do a ton of damage. Nice bait on the counter assault, and that's the burst. I don't agree with the burst at all.
I mean, that's... Oh, yeah, I thought Zai had the first round. Never mind, yeah, they do not need a burst in this situation.
Well, they're back now.
What?
Actually,
this is dead. Okay.
You know what? I eat my words.
No, you don't have to eat your words at all. Someone can still succeed off a decision, but it can still be like a poor idea. Just because the decision was right, or like just because the decision was successful does not necessarily mean it was the right one made. Like I can do like 3C round start. Yeah, like I can do 3C round start as bullet, and I can be correct, but that doesn't make it a smart decision.
No, that doesn't make you right.
Yeah, that's just like results based thinking. That doesn't necessarily get you super far all the time.
Just because you're right doesn't mean you're correct. The words of Fury of Amiyashiro.
Correct. But yeah, Kobe, it's always the right one for me. Didn't you get counter hit like 5 times in a row trying to mash 5D? Maybe
Seriously.
You should stop. Anyway, but yeah. Right now, this is even right here at 2-2 in this situation. Counter hit comes in right now, but it's the post-tech situation in which Dawn actually manages to get the hit. Active flow, not going to be able to squeeze out the damage with the paration there, but I mean, this is just one touch to death, right? Surely Zai does not manage to come back and then block this round, right?
Yeah,
especially when you just stand there in front of Relius running forward with the dual bios.
Yeah, Prep for Dawn now.
Yeah, I think Zai is just overthinking it in that like dual bio situation. To me, like based on the second time, it looks like they're just trying to go for like Stein set 2-360 to stop Dawn from running in, but like a thought experiment for a moment here.
Yeah.
What happens if you were to simply super jump forward and then perhaps tech a throw? You just stand there and nothing happens, and that is a wasted 50 meter for Relius.
Okay, nice.
You don't gotta do
counter
it.
Let's see. It shouldn't be death, but it's very close.
This is just set play afterwards, right? Like, checking for the burst, it looks like there, or a drop. I honestly can't tell.
He's second on the throw. I don't know if Dawn wanted that. I called him Relius. Yeah.
Oh wow, the JB ends up connecting and Dawn finds the conversion off of it in this situation. 100 meter to play with is nothing to scoff at, but the counter assault comes in and the buttons for Zai connect.
Final round.
Rebel 3, action!
Okay, tags Dawn, get health lead. Some weakness. Charge 9s, the J2C, catches the backdash.
With the 2A, in fact. I'm surprised that reached far enough for it. Okay, JD ends up connecting, but those 2 360s work.
Oh, wow,
and this is kind of, and this is what I mean in these situations, right? Like, did Dawn get some hits? Yes, but look at how much Ignis Gauge was spent in neutral, and you still got hit.
This is to put Dawn in the corner. Deputy Low gets him this time.
And this should be it. This is, as long as this doesn't drop, Zai has punched her ticket into grand finals against KILLAKOB3S.
And with that, Zai takes it 3-2 over Dawn.
And that was a pretty tight set overall.
Absolutely, it was like down to the wire.
Yeah, that had a lot of close interactions here.
Really sucks, bros. And this cost much a neutral.
Okay, a thought experiment, if you will. Again, what if you just used Ignis less?
Impossible.
I get the idea sometimes against like Mu especially, right? Like you get to force, you know, Mu to block at full screen, and that cancels the Steins, and then you get to build advantage. Hell yeah. But
do things.
You kind of have to realize that, sort of like Easy always talks, like Mu Steins are an inevitability, and you just kind of have to play around them and just adjust on the fly.
Sometimes.
Yeah, I'm curious to see how this will pan out. If I remember correctly, and I'll double check the bracket to confirm. KILLAKOB3 took this set, beat Zai and sent her to losers in the first place, and beat her 2-1. So this is definitely going to be the revenge match. Oh my God, Thorn put $100 into the Matcherino, and we used all of the Matcherino codes. Okay, hell yeah, that's super good. Thank you guys, I appreciate that. That is
Zai representing the hopes of all the Murkuma players.
All 2 Mu players that were in this bracket.
And maybe like one other person.
Yeah.
Who in the chat, but I don't know. So like 3 people, possibly. I don't know. Math? I'm not good at it. I can count to 6. No, I'm kidding. Okay. First it goes to Zai. Setting up Steins in mid-screen.
The 2D coming out right there, trying to make contact with the projectile, probably for a teleport. Doesn't work out for KILLAKOB3. I am shocked that he burst there. I won't lie.
Maybe it's overdrive. I think it might be an overdrive attack.
Okay, I'm sorry, but the fact that the teleport got caught by the Stein is actually really unfortunate.
I know, and the laser beam catching the combo.
That is, oh God. This sounds way meaner than I intend to. Like,
Kobe, we're not like laughing at you, we're just laughing at the situation.
Like, that was just actually funny. But I don't know why Bang would not use Explosion in that situation.
Like, sometimes things just happen in these matchups, in this game especially.
You know, every character does actions in their own unique way. It is the beauty and darkness of this game. Wow, okay. That was a really weird drop, but it ended up working out a-okay. I think Zai was gonna kill regardless.
Possibly, because he has to be there. Okay, does not use explosion, he uses teleport. Is that interesting?
Yeah, I think that's what he wants to do in neutral, is that like KILLAKOB3 in particular wants to like use the Steins as a way to proc 2G teleport, right? And kind of get in Zai's
and nice match out of the attempted TRM situation from
bumper setup into the low 2A. Don't forget that 2A is indeed low. He's a good Dragon Ball Season 2 character.
Yeah. Bang combos are so cool. I love them.
Oh, yeah, they're pretty neat. I'm not gonna lie.
Hey, yeah,
trigger right here.
That's bad.
Nice job going for the crush trigger right there, helping you build the active flow and take them out here.
Supers do like a lot of minimum damage, like 9,000, like 9,000. It's over 9,000, like 900, about 1,000. Like you get a lot of damage out.
I would say they're pretty solid. I think the big thing too is also like the ability to double super with like the proper bumper setup.
Yeah, that's actually not that hard.
Yeah.
Okay, nice conversion from
This is gonna be a lot of damage from the poison ticking down.
Only he was able to attack because he was a purple throw. I'm not sure if you want a purple throw set up there again.
Kobe throwing the nail like at like TK height. Now they're out of nails, and now you have spent your burst, which I'm again surprised by. But No nail
Okay.
bang again. Oh, or we just DP.
Kobe takes game 1.
Or we just DP.
Yep. Sometimes it be that way.
Sometimes it do be. Oh, that way. Yeah, I mean, this is what it is.
I don't know how many. Sometimes it could just be that way. I got left in me.
I think I got enough in the reserve.
Alright, game 2. I'll start Fire Fist. That was another. That was a decision.
I don't blame that decision super heavily.
I'm gonna, the command or reset because in the air, he gets a combo off it. Love the combo. Nice little convert from Zai. Kobe blocking. Dash high
Dashing on the Stein set. That's
bold. That was brave.
Low 2A ends up connecting once again, and that will lead to Kobe taking the first round once again here, or dropping the combo. I don't think we're gonna see a lot.
Yeah. Burst.
Oh, you know what? Getting the burst out of Kobe is a-okay. That is like that's a win.
It denies him Fumukazan, which is like a key part of his game plan, and every bang game plan.
Yeah. In situations like that, like where you're down so heavily in the life lead, like getting the burst is like the best concession that you can get. Because you at least like reduce your opponent's advantage, like intrinsically going into the next round.
And the overall threat level.
So it's super important. Ah, pushed just a little too far for the crush trigger to connect. A couple of neutral situations right here. Zai ends up getting the hit, catching Kobe's movement around the loop.
Very nice. Checks out the Oki.
Right. SOD Oki here. Doesn't go for anything. I guess they're just trying to be mindful of the 2D activation here.
Nice,
but I wonder if they can like set a Stein and then go into like 6-beat to like go for the overhead, which really.
I'm not sure myself. Okay, Blue Overdrive. Things are happening now. Bang. Yeah, Kobe gets shot.
Yeah, Kobe trying to run in the darkness and gets caught up in a rain of bullets. Yes. Yeah, sorry, the low. 2D loses to low.
Yeah. That's like Bang as a character. Also, like a lot of really strong, solid stuff, but also a lot of like gimmicky knowledge check stuff.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And he can cash out off of it really, really hard.
Another 5C.
Nice
commando. He's been doing that a lot. Like he's been showing crush trigger more and more today. More than I've like ever seen before.
It's paying off.
Yeah, I mean crush trigger in general is like very, very useful. Look at that right there, using the bumper to keep himself.
Barrier's eyes bleeding. Like she's almost gone. She's like almost at a barrier right now.
At the very least, does have overdrive if they need to restore it. And we're seeing this situation come up more and more often, where KILLAKOB will be in like a last touch situation, and they'll have very low nails, and then they start opting for the umbrella. I'm still mystified that we haven't really seen any like counter assault just to knock Bang away and then play neutral against Bang with no nails. Like this is
Kobe's good at forcing himself on his forcing his turn.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are. I feel like a lot of players aren't doing what they need to do to tell him properly either.
It's just a couple of things.
Nice way this was out there. Got the percent Kobe. KO counter 6B.
Stein set's ending up leading to a straight combo into the EA right there.
It's a cool damage boost.
This is going to be a much better burst advantage against KILLAKOB for like the rest of the round too.
Hey, nice convert here from Kobe.
Yeah, gets a couple of scramble situations with the JA and manages to convert off of it well. But that nail count is looking really, really low.
Yeah, it's like almost gone. And this matchup is pretty sad for Bang.
Oh my goodness. Okay, Joe cancels off the 3C.
The explosion!
Alright, this is definitely time to get the party started. Not many nails to work with here for Kobe. A lot of the 5Cs whiffing in these situations.
Oh, no,
Reversal super.
Nice. That should be death.
Can he kill off of the RC? That's incorrect. Yeah, that feels like it's obvious in hindsight.
Yeah, it's actually not a bad starter for what it is. I believe that isn't Kobe on tournament point right now?
Yeah, this is indeed tournament point right now. Oh my god, you just ran at her.
God damn
This has got to be like the OD gauges in used like for something here, right? It's got to be the burst on OD that comes up. Okay, OD it is.
Okay, nice EA. What's Kobe before?
That was kind of dangerous, I'm not gonna lie, but it works out successfully for Zai. Counter hit 5C.
I thought that Kobe was gonna wake up Panther Super. You never know with him.
That's fair. That's actually totally fair.
Okay, overdrive.
Speaking of which,
if he lands it now, you'll actually kill her.
yeah, that super in OD has absurd damage.
It's like 4.8k.
It's a lot. That thing will
0.6K.
nuke someone, especially like Moo with only like 10k health. He'll die.
Nice up out. It's the air dash. Nice, yeah. I think that was a 5C that Kobe was starting up.
Yeah, he mashed something. I don't know if he was trying to mash reversal super and then got caught.
But point is, okay, Kobe gets an air command throw. Gonna still confirm off it. Yeah, it's a very short start, I believe.
Yeah.
As it
Be on the
should.
6A, yeah, still
The
losing,
explosion. This looks pretty grim design.
Yeah. Kobe opting to use the explosion again, and it's working out very favorably for him. Gotta remember, it's an absurdly safe response to your drive making contact.
Okay.
6B connects on Kobe as it connects onto all of us one way or another.
Yes, Zai showing signs of life and trying to fight back.
And I'm still so surprised by this.
The man grab. Okay, what's gonna happen next?
Probably just a scramble.
Yeah. Zai's gonna press something stupid and die, probably. Unless.
I don't think she'll press something stupid. I think
No, she'll get hit by something stupid and die.
Oh, I mean, yeah, it's not unlikely.
Okay, overhead.
6B connects. Okay. I'm curious to see if Kobe bursts or just pops OD and decides to just make Zai guess for
Yeah,
like
I mean, she
10
can't
seconds.
kill him right now.
Can leave a couple of times in order to make his life a little bit harder. Alright. OD is pressed. Active flow just to rein it in even more. And you got counter hit. This is not going to kill due to the paration from some other buttons right
I'm
here. from
surprised
Zai,
that she didn't overdrive.
She doesn't have it.
She did.
Oh, wait. Okay. I am just... My brain. 1 second. One last touch, and Zai can stay alive here in Grand Finals. Astro comes out, that's
Kobe!
unblockable! Okay.
Kobe, you deserve that. You deserve that loss.
Oh my god. I was about to yell.
Sometimes the showboating goes a bit too far.
Yeah, I don't know what was going on there.
Well, also, Tweedo,
Hmm?
I believe Astral does have a teleport function like a Zaligar points.
Yeah, that's why I was like, because I know that like if it makes contact, it's breaks guards too. Yeah, it's unblockable and all that jazz.
So maybe that's what he's hoping for, like shoot the throw the fireball or the teleport, but that did not work out that way.
I suppose so. Yeah. Another early OD from Zai. Yeah, we've seen her pop OD a bit more
Hey,
often.
nice
Like
5A.
early.
Very risky, very gutsy.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I think Zai at this point, frankly, just needs to just go for a few more throws and a few more stagger pressure like attempts, and she'll find like a lot more success. Because right now at this point, like Kobe is kind of just mixing like RPSing between mashing or using the drive, and I think she has to remember, right, that like ultimately, if Bang is doing that, like it is still favorable to you. Like they are the one guessing on what you're doing.
Kobe back on tournament point.
Rather quickly as well. Zai's got a full burst gauge to at least start to mount this comeback, but it's going to be relatively difficult, I would say. Explosion pops, but no contact made with New.
First I see a miss. Second time.
Alright, let's see what OQB go for here. Okay, going to be SOD here. And once again, Zai's trying to play it like very patiently. Oh. 2D explosion actually not working out in that situation there. So that's kind of one of those things where, like, because Moo can just stay at a distance away from Bang, that's one of those, like, rare situations in which, like, someone can actually just straight up punish explosion. I was going to say that I'm surprised that she hasn't just, like, done, like, a run-up to... Oh, that is not a good
very questionable burst.
It's just not a good one. I'm not going to lie. He did not get punished nearly as hard as he could have been there, but this is...
That's run up at her and gets hit again.
With crush trigger, much like with throw, is indeed plus. Throw ends up connecting. Nice adjustment trying to go for this, the uncharged version of SOD in order to work around the Stein. Alright, we're 50 meter plus OD available. KILLAKOB3's got to be mindful with both DPRC and Overdrive now. A couple of poison nails in a burst puts Kobe back at full screen here. The Stein's catch, but no follow-up with the 236D naturally.
Will we see a bracket reset?
At this rate, it is not unlikely.
Okay. So either this game is going to be bracket reset or Kobe's going to punch it out.
I mean, I can't tell either way. I will be honest.
The wheel of fate is turning. Rebel
Go.
1. Action.
All right. First response is relatively patient from Zai. Uses the JTC. That's an early burst from Kobe, and you still got to deal with neutral. Are you sure you want to do that?
Gets tagged out of the overhead. I mean, out of the 16.
Yeah, I think that straight up hit late enough that it just like hit him out of the guard point, like after the guard point frame.
A nice overhead.
Oh no! I don't think Kobe's gonna fold in this set, but for this game,
he might. It's a distinct possibility.
It is. Right now, Zai looking pretty good right here in this last, and honestly, no matter what the last game of the first set of winners of grand finals here.
He's driving early, not like too much for Kobe right now.
Yeah, I don't know why he's going for them either, right? Because there's a lot of situations in which, like, Mu isn't really at, like, prime threatening range. It's, like, 5C max distance. Like, what's she gonna do? Like, SOD and then, like, back off?
Yeah, nice conversion. Nice little conversions here from Kobe. Those would make every set.
Alright, should be able to kill off this as well, especially with RC.
Okay,
Alright,
nice conversion.
Squeezing out the final parts of damage right there with the crush trigger.
Yeah, absolutely. So either tournament point or reset point.
Alright, two-ways connect here.
Very nice. Next step from Kobe. A5C tries to burst. I think it's
Good dice
her
there.
first.
236A? What?
Okay, Kobe looking good right now.
2D connects with it, connects with Zai right now. This is potentially the last OP for game. Someone finally hit the umbrella, but then you got counter hit and died. Or you're still alive, actually. I lied.
If he nails a good tech on the throw.
We'll be spending a lot of nails in this situation suddenly.
The overhead.
One nail left. All seals available. Not quite enough meter to go for any sort of reversal super.
Okay, nice daggers from Zai. Nice. Sure.
Kobe showing off very good natural defense. That's the last nail, and the momentum of this like round is going to be a lot different from here.
Oh my goodness, that did not hit the way it was supposed to hit.
Okay, we're probably going to see OD on this next wake up from KILLAKOB3, so I want to see what Stein setup we get here to deal with it. Couple of 2Bs, nothing else. 35 seconds left on the clock. There's a whole lot of BlazBlue left. Burst comes out from KILLAKOB3. I mean, with OD, that was likely going to kill, but the
tournament.
Bang players with 50 meter and at full stream. What can I say? 3C will end up
and a dream.
50 meter and a dream. 3C gets it done, and KILLAKOB3 is your winner for BostonBlueBeat Online Weekly number 10.
That was a fun set.
That was pretty crazy. I was very ready for that to be a second set. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, that's just one of those situations, right? It's towards the end of the set, and people haven't ripped. You haven't seen that 3C get ripped out near like full screen and middle screen, and what can I say? You just got to ball out sometimes.
Yeah. So congratulations to all. So good stuff to all players tonight. Congratulations to our top 3. Thank you to everyone who watched, and thank you to everyone who donated, and redeemed the Maturino.
Yeah, thank you guys all for pulling up. We definitely do appreciate it, especially with you guys filling out the Maturino this time. Much appreciated on that end right there. Thank you guys for coming along. You know, kind of as we mentioned before, there's a ton of stuff coming up. You can catch all of that on our Twitter at BostonBlueBeat. And you can also, you know, pop in the Discord. We usually like mention a couple of things we got going on there. So you can see updates like stuff like Beach episode rerun on July 15th and meter management on June 10th and all that jazz. Yeah, feel free to pull up.
I'll be there at Beach. I'll not be there at meter management.
Yeah, I figured you'd be there, friend. I think you're there for the anime fighter. Yeah, no worries. Man.
You know me.
Yeah. Well, once again, thank you guys so much for pulling up. That's all we got today.
Yeah.
Dang, Impurist Club isn't up. We do have Tampa Never Sleeps up. I don't know who wants to. I don't know what we're gonna raid, but you know,
we're gonna raid something.
We're gonna raid something. Do you want to do TNS? I'm kind of down for TNS. I'm down for TNS. Yeah, let's do it.
Always a quality outfit.
Anyways, once again, thank you guys. Don't be a bum. Pull up for the raid. Watch some good old. I don't know. Watch the Strive if you want to watch that.
Not particularly. I'm going to bed.
Oh yeah, I mean knockout, dude. Don't worry about it. All right. Well, with that being said, take it easy, y'all. Dang, this thing ticks down.
Well.
Oh, hi Charlie. You came in just as the stream is ending.
Charlie, aka me?